tried. I
Try,
would say
you
that
know.
each of his projects is pretty different from each other. So like,
Oh my God,
there's
did
a
I
chance-
try?
I think that Damn is the most accessible, which is probably why I like it the most.
I like the song where he's arguing with his girlfriend. That's fun.
That's a hell of a song.
What have I played? That game.
You have
And I've played something else. But oh yeah, I played this game, Stu.
You did.
Right.
Right, we're ready.
We're streaming on the internet.
Oh, that's good.
okay.
No one's
Well, I
watching
don't know about
yet.
Chinny, but for me,
I am
Oh
recording.
yeah. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me.
you're
Derek
welcome.
Hott.
Don't call me Stu.
I was going to
You
call you
didn't
Stu.
really call-
Recording
it
in
did-
progress.
It did nearly do that,
I
though.
know. I'm sorry.
He was going to
would've
call me
been a-
Steve, which is my middle name.
That would have been a compliment, to be fair.
Steve. I'm going to
No.
call you Steve for the rest of the
Really
show.
don't think-
What's your
Steve
middle?
tell you that.
What's your
Steve.
middle name, Stu Pot?
Haven't got one.
Nor have
Pot?
I.
I
Really?
haven't got one.
That's
No.
both of you. I think I knew Stu didn't have one, but
I
my
barely
dad
had
did
a
not have one.
name. Barely had a name.
My name just sounds
had a
like
name.
my full name is Mike Chin, so it's not even Michael. And my full name I worked out some time ago just sounds like you sneezed. Do you know what I mean? If you
Mike
say,
Chin.
you know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just two syllables.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I said anyway.
We ready?
Time to start
I'm
the
ready.
show, I think.
Can we cut the condescending crap and play the game?
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we come, people. Yeah. Here we go.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Stu, Genie, other fellas
Come
will
on,
tell you
yeah,
about every single game that we playing this week.
Come on,
News,
yeah.
reviews,
We
and
want Jelly
entertainment.
Willy.
Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Are you seriously talking about video games? How dare you?
Gamers. It's the
I'm not going to
veteran
get
gamers.
interrupted by stupid sound effects.
Yeah, boy.
Be quiet, Teddy.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Don't make me break my foot off in your ass!
Hello and welcome to episode 742 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 742, baby. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
We are not military veterans, people. We are veterans of the gaming lifestyle. And this week we're coming to you with energy.
Energy, full of it.
That's right, Steve.
Yeah.
And we are live on YouTube and Twitch. That's
We are.
right.
Yeah.
And
I
Ian
changed my name to Steve, everybody.
Ian in the chat says Sundays come around quick. They do. You know, they
Don't
do.
they just?
Thanks, Ian.
Hey, do you know what? Can I just say, I was going to work this morning at 5 to 6.
Makes a
and it
bloody
was
change.
fully daylight. Full
Yeah.
daylight.
I
was up.
was putting Rosa to bed and I was like, it's still bloody light outside.
I know.
What's going on?
I know. I had to have my
In
sunglasses
other news,
on. Sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I'm on spring break, baby. What now?
When are we gonna get rowdy?
Oh,
Can I ask, do you celebrate Easter the same? Is that why you have spring break? Is it Easter over there?
oh, it's nothing to do with Easter. It's to do with
to do
the
with
students are
peace.
about to kill each other and the teachers are about to kill themselves. So we need to give them a break.
It's a
But do you-
2-week holiday, isn't it?
It's a 1 week
Oh, is it a
holiday.
1
1 week.
It should be 2 weeks.
But isn't it a
It's only
week
1
where a lot of people go to Florida and get drunk or something?
Oh yeah, but the city of Miami actually has been canceling spring break, so people
Oh, yeah, I
are
heard
really mad
about
at
that.
Miami
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
But I can't blame them because the people who go to Miami for spring break are assholes.
And also, see,
do a lot
America's
of
so
asshole
small,
stuff.
so it's not like there's nowhere else they could go.
Yeah, exactly. Where else are they going to go?
Yeah, where else?
There's even other places in Florida they could go, but they're just like, nah.
But back to my question, do you celebrate Easter
Yes.
the same over there? Do you have eggs and stuff, Easter eggs?
I mean, a lot of people do. I don't. We got a lot of eggs. We're overflowing with eggs right now.
No,
but we don't
chocolate
color
eggs.
them
You
or
have
anything.
chocolate eggs.
Well, I'm trying to cut down on all the chocolate altogether. Normally, I would buy the Cadbury mini eggs. Those are my jam. I don't really like the cream eggs. Those are.
Oh, no, man,
But I
they're-
like the
they're-
little mini ones with the sugar shell around.
No,
them.
they're shit
Yes.
now. They've
No.
changed the recipe.
Well-
No, seriously, they changed the recipe. They changed the recipe.
Well, I don't know
Because-
anything about
and
that
do you
because I
know
can't
why?
eat them these days because I got to get my blood pressure down.
Do you know
and my
why they
cholesterol.
changed the recipe for Cadbury's mini
To
eggs?
make more money.
No, because some fucking American company bought them out and decided it was the wrong recipe. And it did just
Well,
taste shit now. They taste shit.
They decided they probably did that in order to make more money.
Change the recipe. I tell you, they can stick it
That
up their
does
ass.
suck. I'm with you. It makes me
bloody
want to. Maybe I'll get
Americans.
some to see if I agree that the recipe is.
Oh no, babe.
Profoundly different.
Oh no.
Tell you.
It's mad, isn't it?
Americans.
It's not as
Bloody
same as it used to
Americans.
be. Remember
No.
when Mars bars used to be massive and now they're tiny, Stu?
Well, it's like, have you seen?
I
Talking
know.
about-
No.
You know,
That's a really long sound effect, that
it
is,
is.
Steve.
Do you know fridge chocolate milkshake?
Right.
That used to come in 500 milliliters, half a liter you used to get.
Right.
330
Wait, 500
mil
milliliters
now.
is half a liter. Slow
Yeah,
down.
it is, indeed.
Yeah.
30 mil now,
Well,
same
shrinkflation.
price. Same price,
Honestly,
and it's
babe.
tiny.
Honestly.
Fucking tiny.
I said, look at the girth on that Mars bar. You could. I'm used to a lot thicker girth on my Mars bars, if you know what I
Indeed.
mean, darling.
Indeed.
Hey.
Wagon
And now for
wheels
something
are
different.
tiny.
2 weeks
More like a
ago, I
mini
had
wheel.
to bolt. All right, 2 weeks ago, I had to bolt in order to go see a concert, and I never reported back on the concert last
My
week.
favorite time. It's story time.
Story time.
But I got the T-shirt. What? This is
Ah.
the shirt I had when I was in high school. And when we were at the concert, the Duchess was. I was like, I gotta get a shirt. I went right to the merch table, and the Duchess was like, "Oh, you should get the button-down one. You could wear that to school." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I need to have the shirt that I wore when I was in high school, man. It's like going back home." And I got home, and the next day I was putting this on, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna represent ministry at school." And I was like, "Damn it, I should have gotten the button-down one." The Duchess was so right.
Yep.
So
But
how much did like,
it's
kind of
okay.
dare I ask how much that cost? I bet it was about $140 or something.
No, I think it was $50, which is still a lot for a T-shirt, but it's not 100, so it wasn't too bad.
I could
And
have done.
you know,
I could have done that for $48 for you.
I'm sure you could have, but then the postage would have
$48.
cost quite a bit.
No, that's
48.
postage included. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It would have
well,
been
I don't really care that much. I don't want to
And
wait
it
for
would have been-
$2 and not know how good it is.
chinny quality. It would have been top notch.
Yeah, and
Top
100%
But see,
of
this
the
is
funds
this
would
is
not go
just
to the band.
front. This is on the shoulders and even on the back. They got the design going. So
Yeah, I can
Wow,
do that
this
for
is
you,
a good
babe.
shirt.
No
Well,
worries.
he could
Don't
do all
I'm
worry.
not
that.
about that.
I
Not a
can
problem.
do
do it
that.
for yourself then. I don't
I
need
can
you. I don't
also
need your
do-
pity
No, no.
shirt.
I can do your nails.
My nails are fine. I just trimmed my nails actually just now. Look at how short.
Oh, those cuticles.
I've
are
reached the
looking
point
rough,
where like
babe.
if they're at all impeding my typing, I'm just like cut them again.
Yep.
Like I'm cutting my nails at least once a week now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I, you know what? On the subject of nails, some people have their nails like long, and I'm like, ugh. No, I have to
Ugh,
like cut
yeah.
them
Yeah,
short.
there's nothing
Right.
worse, is it?
Ugh.
Than long.
But then, like some people say to me, like, "Oh my god, if my nails are short, if I can feel the skin under them, ugh, like that." Like Tara's like that. She's like, "Oh, I can't stand it if my nails
Wow.
are too short." It's weird.
Meanwhile, the concert was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And we missed the opening act. There were two opening acts. We missed the one that I knew, Frontline Assembly. But the other one, Gary Newman. Do y'all know Gary Newman? Like
we
he
do
was
know Gary Newman.
apparently like a
Cars.
big pioneer
He
of
was huge.
electronic. Yeah.
Massive.
So I didn't really know his music at all.
I
but
have
people
no
were
idea
like,
who Gary Newman is.
He's a legend.
Wow, he's a ledge.
I
That's
don't
okay.
know who he is.
He's, I think I would have liked his music more if I hadn't heard all the people he inspired. You know what I mean? Like he laid the groundwork, but as a result, the music that he made, good though it sounded, it wasn't
It is
nearly as
good.
powerful as like Nine Inch Nails Ministry and the different groups that came
Well,
after him.
Gary Newman was more new wave. It was like more new
That's
romantic.
fine. The music he did at the concert I was at, it was very much like industrial metal.
Really? No, he didn't really play stuff like that, Gary Newman. But maybe he did in later life. I have
He
no
did
idea.
2 weeks ago here in Madison. so-
Well, maybe he did. Maybe he's changed. Who knows?
I got
Maybe.
a gig in
Anyway.
bloody Madison, mate.
That's probably what he sounds
So
like. to be
here's the
fair.
thing. I mentioned that I had looked up the set lists before getting tickets to the show, and they were all the classics. And I was like, all right, cool. So we went, and they did a whole bunch of new stuff. And I was like, man, and it felt like Homer Simpson. I played it recently. I don't need to play it again. No talking, no new crap, taking care of business now. But whatever. I was like, their new stuff is still pretty decent. So I was kind of enjoying it. And then I'm like, and the Duchess was like, they're going to do the classics soon. Don't worry about it. And they did. Like, after about 6 new songs, they actually said, Al Jurgensen, who's the lead singer of Ministry, he goes, Madison, you've been really nice and patient while we've been up here jerking off with all our new shit. We know what you came for. Here's NWO. And we were all like, yeah.
No one gives a shit, though, did he? I mean, I hate it, right?
Well,
No, I do. I hate it. When you go to a concert for someone who's been around like for decades and you're like really looking forward to
Just
it,
play the classic.
Yeah,
and he
but-
just
but-
plays
but
shit off the new album who no one gives a
here's the
shit
thing.
about.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, their new stuff is okay. I kind of liked it enough. And they're artists, and I care about them as people. So I don't want them to feel like they're just going through the motions of playing the same shit all the time. They want to play something
That's
new.
how you
Okay,
get
cool.
burnout.
As long as they do it well. And they had really interesting visuals. Ministry's always done a really good job with their visuals. I remember I saw them back in like 1992, and it was like, they were doing big video screens before most other people were, and they just did a really good job. And they did a good job with it when they performed here in Madison as well.
Stu,
So,
imagine
well done, Ministry, with the visuals.
Stew Pot. Imagine if we
Yes.
did an episode like episode 15, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Where episode 15 is just like our biggest hit, right? And then episode 16 was good as well. And then from then on, no one ever cared about any other episode that we did. That would
I
annoy
think
you.
that's pretty. I think that's
episode
pretty
15
much it,
again.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that is. No, we don't even have an episode 15, right?
I
I mean-
know.
Well,
That's pretty much it, man.
if they wanted us to keep telling the same stories
Yeah.
over and over
Oh
again,
yeah.
then
Tell us.
we'd
Tell us.
be sick of it.
Like everybody writes and it goes, "Oh, just Chili, just tell me
Yeah.
what you think of Red Dead 1 again." I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Tell us about when you had to use a coat hanger on the toilet.
Gavlar in the chat says, "Worst gig you've ever been to?" His was Embrace.
That's a good
Dude,
question.
can I sing? Embrace. I don't know who Embrace
The
are.
worst concert I ever went to.
Embrace, they're like a kind of indie rock group.
Right.
I know mine.
Indie
The
rock.
worst concert I ever went to was a tiny venue. It was in a fucking university rec center, and it was it hurts me to say it, but it's true.
Come on, say it.
Oh, I can't think of his name. I want to rock
Oh.
right now. I'm Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock, the guys who did It Takes Two.
All right, yeah.
You know that song? It takes
Yeah.
two to
Yeah,
make
it
it go right. Great song.
It takes
But
two
that's
to-
their only good song,
Yeah.
and they kept starting and stopping the music, and there were like 30 people there. It was so depressing, and like they were like, "Come on, let's have a dance contest," and they were bringing ladies on the stage and like telling them to dance, and they weren't dancing well enough. He's like, "Stop it, stop, stop." And then it's just so painful because they were building to It Takes Two, and there was just so much mediocre garbage for like 45 minutes, and then finally he's like, "All right, here's our jam, It Takes Two." And by that time I was like, "Ugh."
You
Can
see,
just
there's
do this and get it over with?
Sounds
there's
bad.
another massive problem with that band and that song
What's
in
that?
particular. It's
What?
fucking In the Proposal, which is a terrible movie.
That's not their fault. They made a great
Yeah,
song, and then
well,
everybody wanted to use it.
Terrible.
I mean, that's
Terrible.
one of the top 10 pop rap songs of all time.
Stu,
It might be top 5.
The Proposal is my favourite film ever.
No, that is not true.
I love it so much.
No, you're
Do you
such a
actually like
liar.
it?
I've never seen it. Is it the one with Sandra Bullock in
Oh,
it?
okay.
Is that the one?
It is.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
You
Andy
know,
B?
I was listening to the Seal podcast, and they mentioned you.
Yeah.
They mentioned Stew Pot.
Did they?
Oh,
Right.
way.
Because
what?
I
That's always a
listen.
bit worrying.
I listen to people's podcasts, unlike you two. You don't even listen to them
It's
anymore.
a bit
Right.
worrying when I get mentioned.
I got caught up in these audiobooks. I'm going to
It's
catch
usually-
someday.
So
It's usually in a negative
no, they
way.
said.
That's
I
what I'm
think
worried about.
they said somebody was talking about the moon landing not being real. Who was that? And then Fraser
Oh,
was
that
like,
was
"That
me.
Stu."
That was me.
And I think they thought you were being serious.
I was being
No, you
serious. What's the matter
wasn't.
with you?
Stop
Oh, there's
it.
no way. No, we know you're joking, Stu. That's so cute.
But they were like, is it? Does he really believe it? I was
They
like,
took-
"I
they-
don't know."
yeah, they really got you.
It's totally true. It's totally true.
Sure.
It's all
Yeah.
fake. It was all done on a
that's-
Hollywood set, I'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
We just have too much respect for you to believe that you believe that. So
I know,
it's,
yeah, I know.
We're just gonna laugh and roll with it.
That
'cause
was
it's too
funny, though. It was
horrifying to
funny.
Imagine that it's like
No, but
actually a
the
thing we
Proposal
buy
is my
into.
favourite film, though.
Yeah, it is. That's totally true. That is not made up.
Can we
That is
start
not
with
made up.
the fucking discords?
Yes, well, let's do.
Yeah,
I
that's
think this
right,
is
because
gonna
we
be
forgot
the,
last time.
the Discord question episode.
Discord.
And that's the end of that jingle.
I love it.
I just I made it way too long, and it's not my best song ever. So I gotta pick a different song and do the jingle.
But
What's going on in the Discord?
but
There've been
the-
some
What's
questions.
going on? What's
but the
going
Proposal is the best film ever, though.
Yeah, it is.
Just-
Totally is.
Can we just talk about?
Heavy
Um,
Rain is the best movie ever.
I don't know where we got to go off from, if you know what I mean, because I don't know what.
I
was
think
the
the
last
Eurogamer article that Stu posted on the questions, even though it wasn't a question,
What?
one.
would be a good one. Was that you that posted that?
I have not a clue. Possibly.
There's something on the questions that wasn't a question, but whatever.
Okay. There's so many.
I know we've got a whole show of this.
Right.
Who cares about video games? Let's just do these questions. Go.
Did we talk about GH Rocket buying a house trying to buy a house?
Yeah. He asked
Yeah,
us.
we did
he asked
that,
us
we did
about
that, we did that.
experiences with houses. Yeah, that's
Linux
right.
2 says, when are you all going to spread democracy on Helldivers 2? Done that, tick.
Done that, you've done
yeah,
that.
More to come.
Just stay tuned,
More
bucko.
to come this episode. Shakes, with a lot of remakes and remasters coming out, that gives nostalgia feelings. Like recent Tomb Raiders, are there any old games
Oh,
that
we
you'd
did
like
that. Did we not say it? Talk about
Yeah,
it?
we've
yeah,
done
we
all
did it.
these.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've
we've
got-
done
We
that.
did.
Okay.
Go past the
Did
GIF
it,
I
did
posted
it.
of Homer
Right.
Simpson.
Fletch, did you ever attend a midnight launch of a game console? And when did you
I think
notice
that's
the
probably.
when did you notice the craze dying off?
I personally haven't. I know you did, Chinny. You did a couple, didn't you?
I
you
did
do a
two.
couple?
I've done two.
Yeah, you did a
Yeah.
couple of these.
Yeah.
I got Halo 3 the day after the midnight launch.
Pussy.
And that wasn't really that exciting. There was no one there.
I've
I
done
just-
three. I've done three.
Have you?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's dying off because there's not many physical
Okay.
people
You
don't buy physical
Because-
anymore.
no,
do
because
they?
you download it and wait till
download
midnight
it.
for it to. Have you got? Here's a question: what consoles have you got? A PS4? Have you got a console, Stu? Xbox?
I have an Xbox Series S and the PS4 Pro, and I got
Okay,
rid of my
you
Switch,
forget the
didn't I? Sold
PS4
it.
Pro, the Xbox Series S.
Yeah,
Now I know the answer to the question because you can't.
I can't buy
you,
a disc.
You don't
for
have
it.
a disc for it,
I don't.
right? I for this generation, Series X and PS5, I don't have any discs for anything.
No,
There's no
it's,
discs.
it's a thingy player, isn't it? Really, a Game Pass player.
Yeah, it's a Game Pass. It's a download.
You know, you
box.
mentioned
I just
discs. We were
download
gonna
them.
watch. We were gonna watch Waiting for Guffman this weekend.
What
and
about
I
the
went
proposal?
To
What
put
did-
the DVD. Shut up! I went to put the DVD into my Xbox 360, and the fucking thing it just won't open. It would not. I had to get the pliers out.
Yeah.
Oh my
like,
God.
yank it open. And I was like, okay, if I put a disc in there, I'm never getting it out again. Like, fuck this. My 360 is done.
What was in the Xbox? Was
So-
it the copy of the proposal?
There was nothing in it. No, there was nothing in
Copy
it.
of the
I
proposal.
proposed to kick this thing in the fucking river.
Hmm.
By the way, SLH, we love you. Her cat is not doing well. She had to take her to the hospital,
no.
so
Oh,
that's
no.
very sad. We love you. Good luck to you and the cat.
But yeah, you had an
I went-
interesting story, didn't you, about midnight launch for was it GTA 4?
Yeah. So Halo 3, I went to that. Me and Marsh went to that. We got our helmets and we were all happy. And then we played it till, I think I lasted till 8 in the morning. And
I was
then
going to say till dawn had broken.
No, yeah, 8 in the morning. Then I went to bed. We finished it, by the way. Like first night, finished it.
Wow.
And went to bed. I woke up about 11. Marsh was still playing it on the multiplayer.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, he's hardcore.
That's,
And then I think he finally
Hey,
went
y'all
to
didn't
bed
answer
about...
worst gig.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus.
sorry,
finish
yeah.
Up, finish up, and then you can go.
Sorry.
So yeah, and then blah 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 blah. Then I did GTA 4, and I got there, and there's 2 game shops. Remember when there's like multiple game shops in one town? Like, can you believe that?
There was like
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Well, there was two.
Right.
There was on the Wolverhampton High Street. There used to be 2 shops, and they were both game, not Game Station or anything like that. They were both game. And yeah, so I got to the. There was a queue for the other one, but the one that I ordered from, there wasn't a queue. It was like a ticket system, like a raffle system, like an Argos.
All right, okay.
And I got there, and this guy pulled up and said, "Oh, they're selling them for cheaper at Tesco. If you give me the money, I'll go get it for you." And I went,
Okay.
I think this guy will
You
take.
did a lot of pondering there.
I
Ginny,
think
can
this
say.
guy will take my money and definitely come back with the game. I can't see any downfall for it.
There was no
Um,
downside to this.
There's
was
no. There's like he's just doing this out of the goodness of his own heart. Bless this guy. So I didn't do that. I got it from the shop, and then the third one that I forgot about was me and Marsh went to the launch of the Xbox One console, the Xbox One. Yeah, the in
Wow.
2013, so 11 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. I
Geeked
didn't
up for
know
that.
this.
No,
You
I
kept
don't
that
think I ever
quiet.
really talked about it. Nothing happened.
No, you kept that
No,
quiet.
it wasn't like a big event. Marsh just said, "Oh, I'm gonna get my Xbox on midnight." I was like, "All right, do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." So we went, and I remember thinking we might get jumped. So I was getting quite excited that we might get mugged, right? Because it'd been in the news that people have been like nicking other people's PlayStations and stuff. Oh, we might get mugged. I might take a selfie while we do it. But
Wait, can you hang on a second? I just want to
Get it on
what's
film.
that? I can't believe it.
Crimes on film.
And I was really disappointed because we didn't get mugged, so that's really sad. So, but no, we just got it. There was no hype or anything. There was nothing. It was just like, there you go, there's the Xbox. And we drove
It's like on The
home.
Simpsons when Marge says, "Here, Bart, you can put your own marshmallow in your hot chocolate," and he's like, and it just soaks up all the hot
that's
chocolate.
it. And we had a McDonald's,
Magic's
and
gone.
we went home, and that was.
Then you got to
that.
set up the internet. For,
No, I think I just went
that's,
home.
that's what you got to
Well
do
done.
for the first hours, like setting it
Yeah.
up and.
It's not like
arranging
it's
the
not like when you get a
internet.
Super Nintendo and you just like pop it on yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Worst gig. I don't any gig that's massive. I hate like the big gigs. I hate gigs in
You used
general.
to go to like music festivals though.
No, but I don't like any gigs. I don't like music gigs
Yeah, you see.
Why did you go to music festivals if you don't like them?
because I had to find out if I liked them or not.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So and
Mysterious.
and now I've decided that I just don't like them.
like them.
Well,
I don't like
Fuck
drunk
you and your
people-
live music.
drunk people like knocking me about. I don't like people throwing
yeah.
beer over me and stuff
There's
like
a
that.
lot to hate at a music event.
I just
yeah,
don't
no.
like
There
it.
is.
And I just
See, that's why I was actually I was surprised that the one we went to with Ministry was so tame. Like
Yeah.
there was a mosh pit at a point, but it was just people sort of dancing in a circle. Like everybody there was middle aged. Everybody was chill. It was really weird. It was a heavy metal industrial music show that was very relaxed and like very calm. And I don't know. It was a weird. It was great, but it was also a weird vibe. And I think it's because everybody there was our age and sick of all that bullshit that you just described. So. Stu, worst gig.
Yes, worst gig. Ooh. It's a bit of a confession and worst gig, really, because
Ooh.
I know.
I'm
Because
playing the whole thing, but all right, that's it.
my daughter wanted to go and see Ollie Murs.
Oh, yeah.
right? So we took her. I tagged along. I thought, why not? Why not?
you know you're a secret.
You found
fan.
around.
Yeah.
Why not?
You're a secret fan.
So
He's
here's-
looking round to
You
see if
watched the
Millie's
proposal?
I know,
listening.
they're in the next room. I can hear her saying something. Well, here's the thing, right? It wasn't the
He
worst.
loved
gig.
it. Don't let him
Yeah,
tell you.
he
the
loves Ollie
lies.
Murs.
He loved it. He was.
Aye,
a
aye, aye,
cunt.
she's here.
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes.
to go.
I wanted to go.
Yeah, of course he did.
but it
She was
wasn't-
like, I don't want to go. He's like, come on, we're going.
It wasn't the worst gig because he was terrible, which he wasn't amazing because he's Ollie Murs, you know what I'm saying? But halfway through the show,
He loves this show.
he was going to be the host of X Factor. Do you remember this when it was an absolute car crash and him and someone else was X Factor
I
host?
vaguely remember that. Yeah.
But halfway through the show, he stopped the show because they wanted to do a promo for X Factor in the middle of his concert, right?
That's ridiculous.
And for 20 minutes, they did it 3 times until they felt it was good.
Ugh.
He
God.
sort of missed out 20 minutes of his concert just to do this fucking promo where he wanted everyone to flash the camera flashes so that he could
Ay,
get
ay,
like
ay.
this, like, you know, you're going to be a star type crap. And it was it fucking the most ridiculous. And then he apologized. Like, I'm sorry, it took 3 goes. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then carried on with the concert. And everyone was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know
It was
what I
too
mean?
late.
It's-
He had clearly
people have-
indicated that he was a troublemaker.
Exactly. People paid.
Is that an Ollie
paid a
Murs
lot of
song?
Yeah, it is an Ollie
Right.
Murs song.
Hello.
Paid a lot of money to come and see you. And
Did he
this
make
is
up
what
with
you-
it with like another hour of
No, because it's curfew at 11,
pop,
isn't it? That's it.
pop-tastic
Done.
music?
But hey,
Now
you know
go
what
on.
though? He's got the last laugh because right now he's like, yeah, but Stu's thinking of me.
Yeah. And then
Is
the
that
other
another
one,
Ollie Murs?
As
I
a
did have
song,
another one
yeah.
that was a car
I'm
crash.
just looking
and
at his Wikipedia
Right.
page right now.
this was another one Millie wanted to go and see,
it's
which is
bloody Millie's.
JLS. JLS.
JLS,
right?
remember them?
JLS.
Jesus
Remember them?
Christ.
And
Awful.
right,
They're awful, dude.
I
Don't
had the
Google them for
worst-
fuck's sake.
I had the worst flu ever, right?
Yeah, good.
God, I was so ill. and we were right in the gods, right as high up as you
In the
can get it.
nosebleeds,
Oh, in
behind the pole.
nosebleeds. Behind the pole, sideways onto the stage.
right next to the
And
security
all I
guy at the
wanted
back.
to do, all
Aye,
I
aye,
wanted to
she's
do
back,
was
she's back.
go home. I know, yeah.
He got serious dad points that night.
I was so
Yeah.
ill.
Thought he was just gonna pass out.
Honestly, I would never been that ill.
And everyone he saw, he
And
was
this-
amazed that they weren't
this
sick.
is
He's
where
like, "Do
it
you
got
feel what I
good.
feel?"
This is
You
where
feel
it got
what
good, and this was Millie's fault, right?
ALS
She
song.
wanted a fucking wristband.
I've
You know,
still
like
got the wristband.
I want a wristband. I want a wristband. So we had to queue up for ages to get the
Oh
wristband.
my god.
When we got to the train station, we'd missed the train because
Oh.
we queued up for the
Oh,
wristband.
jeez.
And it was
Oh.
freezing cold in December, and I had to sit on a train
Jesus
station for an hour or something, waiting for the next
Wow.
train. And
So
it was
although
all
Millie
Millie's
loves her
fault.
mom, would you say, Stu, that she loves
That
you
it was
more?
a birthday
She-
present.
She loved me more that night because
Yeah.
honestly,
All right, so ask Millie this though, or maybe she can hear me.
Yeah.
We heard what Stu thinks was the worst
Yeah, what's
show
the worst
ever. What was
concert
your
you've been
worst
to?
concert
What's
you
the
ever
worst
went to,
concert?
Millie?
It's the worst concert I've ever been
yeah, what's the
to.
worst concert?
Was
you
it one of
went
those
to?
two, or was it a different one? Would you say?
Oh.
She's thinking. She's thinking.
Yes.
She's thinking.
Yes.
She's looking up.
Oh.
What
She
about
doesn't-
when you went to Leeds? Was there someone who you were thinking was going to be good, and then they turned out to be terrible?
Leeds was pretty bad because we got absolutely sunburnt.
Oh, well, that's not. That's
That
not.
wasn't a
Well,
concert though.
that's nothing to do with who was playing, though, is it?
Well, if they were worse musicians, then you would have gone under the shade. Did you ever
No,
go to a concert
no
where
one.
like the
I
club
think
was alive?
GLS was
You really
good,
had a
but
good
the
time?
view wasn't good.
The view was awful. Yeah, I
Well,
mean
it's
that
'cause
was
Stu got
terrible.
horrible tickets, is why.
So, like, passing
That's the only
out.
tickets we could get.
Yeah.
It was
Uh-huh.
so
Because
high
you waited
up.
so long.
Yeah.
All right, see you later, Millie.
Bye, Millie.
Yeah, she's gone.
Okay, well, I think we should talk about some video games. Are we
No, no,
ready
no,
to
we
get to
got
some video game
Discord.
questions
No, we
on the
got
Discord?
Discord.
I know.
We
I'm
got
just.
more
I want to
people.
get
Oh
to
my
something
God,
about
so-
video games on the
Jesus
Discord.
Christ, I can't hear you listen to all these people at once. What's that? What, Millie? What?
Mum's was
What?
UB40.
Oh, yeah, Kay went to UB40 and said they were
should have
that,
drank more red wine.
they were that boring, they walked out before it finished.
What, UB40 did?
Wow, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
You crowd are awful. We're
Please
leaving.
do it
Fuck you and your red
Yes.
wine.
She really was hoping there was
Okay.
a rat in the kitchen. That's
Good
all I
night,
can say.
Shington. There will not be an
Ah.
encore. Anyway,
Springton, yeah.
right, Fletch. We didn't even finish
Okay,
Fletch's
right.
question.
What
I
is
know we
Fletch's
didn't even
question?
get there.
Right, so he said about
Midnight launch.
Midnight
Yeah, you
launches.
told 7 stories
Okay,
about it. It's
this
fine.
is all going to
Yeah.
go better if we don't interrupt me.
Chinny
I
said
never
good
went
question.
to one.
Right. Was it anything special? If you did, never attended one myself, but remember him being on a night out once and seeing people queued up outside game for a FIFA launch while hopping between bars. Okay, so we've answered that question. That one's done.
We have.
Yes,
Move on,
it
move
was a
on.
good question.
Susan says, Stu posted a Eurogamer article that got me thinking, mentions
That's
people
what I was thinking about, but it was a different
aging out playing video games. At what age, if
Oh.
any, do you think you'll become a veteran, too veteran to become a veteran gamer? If any
Never.
specific age, what would stop you from playing?
If
Shit.
my hand
This is the
broke-
whole reason I'm going to retire. No, even if my hands are broken, I'm going to put that goddamn controller in my mouth, man. I've seen the video footage of
Yeah.
the people playing with their
Yeah.
goddamn eyeballs and shit.
But-
If that dude could write a book, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, using just his eye twinking, then I'm going to fucking play
Yeah.
video games until I'm a corpse.
They see him on Twitch, the guy
Trust.
who controls it with his mouth and he has to blow into something.
Yeah.
And he plays really
Sure.
well. Like you
Find a
learn
way
quick.
to do it,
Do you know,
man. Life finds a
weirdly,
way.
right? Obviously,
Jurassic Park.
I work in a care home with old people.
Oh, it's JLS.
Old people.
Yes.
We've never had a gamer. We've never had any
Not yet.
residents who plays.
Not
games.
yet.
Not
Besides
yet. Not yet.
But do you
Not
ask
yet.
them? Because maybe
I'm
they
not a
do and you just
resident.
don't know.
What's the matter with you?
You are.
No, I know. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Maybe
spend a
maybe
lot
one
of time in that building.
one would shock you and say, "Oh, I fucking love Manhunt."
I know that would be brilliant.
Yeah,
What
you
you
just got to
see-
ask a little.
What you see a lot of now, though, with old people is iPads.
iPads.
Loads of them have got iPads.
Yeah,
Tell you
sure.
what. I tell you
You
what,
know what I
old
mean?
people love iPads so much that they've started
They do.
mugging young people.
They
for
do.
them.
They
Yeah.
do. So we have quite a few residents that use iPads.
It's a pandemic, right? So next question.
Not video games. Not video games yet.
Tainted Brain replied that his mom plays Wordle a lot. And he answered the question.
I don't know if Tainted Brain understands. This forum is called Questions for the Show, not questions for every random pinhead
Well,
who shows
people
up and
do
feels
that.
like
People do
answering
that.
them.
Okay.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Antonio says,
I love you, Tainted Brain.
Antonio says, what is the most interesting period of history you've witnessed in your lifetime? a moment / time that make you think this will be remembered in human history, and I was a part of it.
I've got a few of
and
these.
On the
I've got a few
end
of
of what's a period of history that you'd love to have witnessed? So, what? Surely they'd be the same, wouldn't they? Like 9/11 would be like a. I mean, that's huge,
that's one
isn't it?
that we were alive during, and then I think the second part he's asking, like,
what
would
if
you like to
something
be
you
in
weren't
Egypt,
alive
Rome,
for?
the Zulu Empire.
But mine, I've got a few of these, right? My first one that I remember when I was really.
We will talk about video games eventually, people. Thank you for
who
patience.
gives a shit?
Yes.
When I was really quite
Some
young.
listeners might. That's all I'm saying.
Which was the launch of the first space shuttle.
Oh, yeah.
And
the one that they faked.
That's right, the one they faked. And the reason I remember
So
this is
fake.
because I was at primary school at the time, and they took us into the hall and put the TV on so we could all sit and watch it happen live on the telly.
There you go. There you
So
go.
that's the first one I remember. So what about you two guys? Because I've got a few of these.
I don't know. 9/11.
Well,
the only one I can think
yeah,
of.
I mean that's obviously one
like,
that changed
the
time.
pandemic, but that's still a bit soon, so I won't talk about that. But yeah,
no, that's a good answer though. I would say that for me, when I think about this question, like there are obviously things that I was alive while they were going on, 9/11, and I mean, the pandemic affected all of us, so it's not as though that was an event happening in one place. So that's the closest I've been to a world-changing event, I'd say. But I came real close. I mean, I was involved in the liberation of East Timor. I played a very, very, very tiny role in that, which is awesome. But I wanted to be involved in the protests in Seattle in 1999 that shut down the World Trade Organization meetings. And I was almost there, but it had been the summer of the East Timor work, so I had to get back to Florida. But I had found someone in San Francisco, and I made them my proxy. And I was like, you need to go to Seattle. Everybody I met in San Francisco that summer, I was just like, you have to go to Seattle. You have to go to Seattle. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever. Get away. I don't even know you. What the fuck are you talking about? But this one young lady, I was talking to her about it, and she was like, what's going to happen in Seattle? And I was like, okay, there's this group called the World Trade Organization. And back then, nobody had heard of the WTO. So I was like, and they do a lot of horrible stuff around the world. And there's these protests that are going to happen. And most people were like, yeah, protests happen all the time everywhere. And I was like, no, you don't get it. This is going to be a fucking next level type of affair. And this young lady was like, oh, I'm going to go. She started looking into it, and she sent me an email. It was like, I'm totally going. Like, thank you for letting me know. And I was like, yes, because it was a revolutionary moment in world history. And I was so glad I convinced her to go. And I wish I could have gone, but it was cool to have someone else take my place and represent me there.
Ah, that is cool.
Nice.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Another one for me was Chernobyl, when Chernobyl happened.
Were you there?
I wasn't in Russia at the time.
Stu was
or
like
Ukraine.
sticking his hand in.
I wasn't in
I
Ukraine.
almost got it. I almost got it.
But the fucking rumors around school at the time were rife, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a meltdown." Do you know what that means? I'm like, "No." And it's like, "Oh, the reactor's gonna melt down into the middle of the earth, and then the earth's gonna explode." And everyone had these massive, fantastical things that were gonna happen if they couldn't get it under control, and the world was gonna end. And in reality, that could have happened. Can we just?
do you know how fucking big the Earth is?
Yes.
No, if you look into Chernobyl,
I wish we could have. I
if you
might
look
record
into
Stu's
Chernobyl-
face when he said no. Then that was
No, if you look into Chernobyl, it was close. It was close to being a world-ending event. It could have happened. It could have happened.
Wow, I'm surprised the Simpsons line isn't on the. There's no video for it. For once, Dad's butt prevented the release of toxic gas.
Yeah.
I've got an event that I was at that wasn't like world changing, but it was definitely on the news.
Right.
Yeah, this better not be about the Xbox One release
Yeah,
again.
better not be.
There was this game called
GTA 4.
Yeah.
This guy offered to give me a Dodge
Here's got a
version of it.
Tesco. No, there was they're basically we was doing some videos for the Students' Union, and they said, oh, we're going to London to protest about the tuition fees being, because tuition fees used to be very, very well. They used to be free, didn't they, Stu?
At one point
for universities, and now when getting a degree actually meant something. And then when I was at uni, degree would cost about, I think it was like $2,000 a year. So that's not too bad. And then they were going to raise them to like something ridiculous, like 7 or 9 grand a year or something like this, like so a massive jump. So we went to, I didn't know, it's like, well, we want to document the day. So I was like, I don't know, I've got to, because I just made videos for the Students' Union, so that's what I did. So me and Matt got on this bus, and I was like, oh, whatever, just going with the day, filming it. And then we filmed this like protest, and we filmed this guy like chucking a fire extinguisher off the roof and all this sort of stuff. And it got on the national news. It got on all the national news and everything.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So that's something that
He was like, I'm gonna do this for a living.
I just thought, I don't know. I just got on the bus back home. I was like, well, that was kind of like a cool day.
I
I guess.
wanted to jump off near my house and like.
And then when I got back home, it
ended
was
up in
all over the
London.
news, and people were saying, "Oh my God, was you
Yeah,
there?"
that's
And
awesome.
was it dangerous? I was like, "No, it wasn't
Was it
dangerous."
dangerous?
Like,
Yeah, it
I
was.
think
I
like-
almost lost an eye.
Because
it was
Totally
like
played it up.
depicted on the news
extinguisher.
of like, oh my God, you know, I think there was just a small fire, right? Just a small fire in itself. And
Small fire,
someone
yeah.
threw a fire extinguisher off. They found the kid who did that and smashed a few things and smashed a few windows. And it was just deemed as this like really dangerous day. And in fact, it really wasn't. Like we were just like walking
Yeah,
around,
right.
and people were like, "Oh my God, you were there! Like, how did you survive?" I went, like, I think most people survived it. I think actually 100% of people survived that. Yeah, so it was.
So
How
you
did
think
you
they buried some
survive?
people out back and they
Yeah.
didn't tell anyone about it?
My final one, I have got a final one, was when there was a total eclipse in the UK. Do you
Oh, they
remember
were
this?
talking about that on the SEAL
Once
Team
upon a
podcast.
time,
Total
I was
eclipse.
falling apart.
And
Now
at the
we
time,
found
I worked at Fulwood Hospital.
Mm,
So the X-ray manager handed out X-ray film to everybody.
yeah.
So we were literally, when it happened, and it was about, I think it felt like it was about 11
It was,
o'clock.
yeah, it was,
morning or
yeah, it
something.
was at like quarter past
Yeah.
11. I remember it.
Something like that.
1999.
Yeah. And we literally all stood outside with our X-ray film watching the eclipse happen. And it was so fucking cool.
Do you know what
And
I
it was
watched?
just the
You-
weirdest
you,
thing.
you know how I watched it?
Go on.
We was in the garden, like my back garden, and you know the floppy disks
Oh, yes.
on
yeah.
on Blue Peter. I'd seen that if you move the metal bit on the floppy disk, you can see it through that. And so I took the whole, you know, the plasticky bit inside. I took
Yeah.
it all off its case, and I looked through it. And my dad was like, "Just make sure you don't look at the
Don't look
sun."
at it for reals.
All right, so I sort of I just made
Who do you
sure
think you
I
are,
just
Donald Trump?
looked
Yeah.
through this like film of floppy disk.
Yeah.
Because on Blue Peter, there's like, but make sure you don't do this because it's very dangerous. And I'm like, but like, yeah, you can do it. So I did that. Yeah, I remember. that, yeah.
That's a cool
And
way to look
Kay's-
at the faked eclipse. You know
Yeah.
they faked the
And I
eclipse,
remember,
right?
Yeah,
so
they faked
you know
it.
what?
Totally faked
They
it.
said something on the Seal. They was talking about eclipses on the Seal podcast, which was really random because there's one happening in Canada soon, and Fraser's going to go to. it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And basic,
Yeah.
but I
Can I
remember
just let you
in a
know,
boot a few
Chitty,
days.
Chitty, can I just let you know, you don't have to go anywhere. You just look up at the sky. It's like wherever you
No,
are.
they're gonna go
No.
check it out.
No,
No, you gotta
no.
go closer to the sun.
but you have to be in a certain place to see the
They're going to
eclipse.
go up in a plane.
Yeah, certain areas
No, but Stu,
can
you-
see
to
the
get the
eclipse,
full-
and certain
to get
areas
total.
can't.
Yeah, but
to
like
get-
it
to
won't
get
be a full
told.
eclipse here.
Yeah.
It'll only be a full
So
eclipse.
maybe the
in-
eastern part of Canada.
Do you know
won't
when
see
the
it, and they
next
go to
one
the
is, by
west
the
or
way, in the
something.
UK? Do you know
It's
when
like
the
it's
next one is?
just gonna keep
we'll be
dodging past it.
we'll be long dead.
It's something like 2092 or something like that.
Dead.
or
We'll be dead,
2090.
mate.
we'll
Yeah,
be
I
dead.
think we'll be dead by
Definitely
We'll be
dead.
dead.
All
We'll
three
be
of us
dead.
dead. Right, and if we're
But
not dead,
that's-
I
that's
want to
a-
be dead.
But it is
Head in a
kind
jar.
of.
No,
Oh,
I'm
I'll
gonna
tell
be
you
head
what,
in a
I've
jar
just
like
thought of
a
another one.
Futurama.
I've just thought of another
I'm
one.
trying
Oh
to.
God!
I've been trying to
Oh, my
say
God.
something for like 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, carry on. Carry on.
On the SEAL Team podcast, they said something that brought back a memory of the. I don't know if you remember this, Stu, right? But
Yeah.
when the eclipse happened,
Yeah.
I forgot this, right? But it went really cold.
Yeah, it does.
It
yeah,
went
it does.
really cold, and it was so
And really
weird.
eerie, and all the
Yeah.
birds went quiet. all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
birds
that's
go
right.
quiet.
And I was like, that's so strange. And then,
Yeah, it is a weird.
and then I
it's
just
a
went on
weird
and
thing.
I
Like
think,
someone blocked out the sun.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very surreal. It is.
Go
a
on then,
very
what's your
surreal
other
Come on,
event?
home, we're
We
gonna go
need-
tear
we
down
need to
Mr.
get-
Burns's
I've just remembered
sunblock
one more,
machine.
one
Thank
more.
God, I've had enough of these goddamn rickets.
Come on, hurry up.
Hail Bop. Do you remember Hail Bop?
You're just
Yes,
talking
I
about
remember
things that
Hale-Bopp.
happen to everyone.
No,
Hey,
but I
do
mean,
you remember when
is it
you
something
remember when
happened in
Halley's
history?
Comet came through?
No, but
yeah,
I-
you said 9/11.
Yeah, but I know.
Okay,
but then I
first of all,
picked
the
something that
question is
happened to
period
me.
of history. That's not like random meteor
Well,
cosmological events.
Yeah, but again, like
You remember when the Big Bang happened?
The chances of us seeing a comet that close to the Earth in our lifetimes is pretty much nil.
You're right. It was pretty cool. I agree, but
It
that's
was
not a
super
period
cool.
of history.
Saw the tail. I said tool then. Saw the tail and everything.
Yeah,
Saw
I
the
remember it.
tail
I
and-
do remember it.
I can't wait.
I remember, and
through the
apparently
sky
the
for
last
days,
time
it
it came,
was-
because it's every 3,000 years, so
Yeah.
the pyramids were being built. So you imagine they
Yeah.
were building the pyramids, and they're like, what the fuck's that in the fucking
It's just
sky?
Well,
amazing
they
to
said,
think
it's
that.
the end of the world.
It's
And that's what they
amazing.
thought.
We better
Every time
we
there
better
was-
build these
Well-
pyramids because this is going to confuse the shit out of
I'm
everyone.
going historical events rather than. a
Hurry up,
period of
aliens!
history.
Right.
Bring the next brick in.
Next
You know,
one.
Aliens built the pyramids.
Ant says, question for Duke: how have you found
Yeah.
Duolingo? Do you think what you've learned actually helps you speak Spanish?
Sí, yo hablo con mis compañeros en un juego de
That's a no.
Rocket League.
That's a no.
Well, I was trying to say I have been speaking Spanish with people in Rocket League, and the dude actually said, I said, yo lo siento, no hablo español bien, and he said, no, está muy bien. So I was like, all right, that's cool.
No, it's not
Like,
bad. Not
Spanish
bad.
speaking people on Spanish speaking
I think-
people in
I-
Rocket
I
League are
think-
saying that I'm doing okay.
Non-English people just appreciate any effort because, like, English is
Yeah,
so
exactly.
dominant.
Well, there was a map recently I saw that said it had like 3 colors on it, and one was you say 2 words in my language and we're best friends forever. The second color, and that was like, you know, Spanish-speaking countries, Germany and some other places. Another one was you really need to be fluent for me to actually appreciate you, and that had the UK and America and other
Yeah.
places. And then there was one that said, "Please don't," and it was just France.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
So, question for Stu: what's one tool or gadget that should be in most people's kitchens but probably isn't?
This is easy to answer. This is because I
But not
would
easy to
s-
answer in one word.
No.
I would suspect
Short
most
answer:
people
no.
have terrible kitchen knives, you
Mm.
know, for preparing food. And my best advice to someone is to get a decent chef's knife, a decent.
I remember you criticised
slicer.
my knives, and I
Yeah,
had to.
you've
And
gotta
you bought me some knives. Do you remember that?
Did yeah, decent knives,
Wow.
and what I would
And
suggest
you use them to
is,
cut a hole in your PC.
and you
I
don't
use-
need many.
My hobby of stabbing. I use them for.
Stabbing people. And you don't have to spend a ton of
Not
money.
just
Don't-
people. There's lots of fun
You
stabbing. all
don't
sorts
have
of
to get global. Everyone's like, oh, get global knives because they're amazing and they're about £100 each.
No, I
but
do
you
hear
don't
that
have
a
to-
lot.
You don't have to spend that much money. What you need is a decent, like, few knives made by Victorinox is the best who made the original Swiss Army knives. So, like, an 8-inch.
Are
Get
they
a Swiss Army knife for the kitchen? What are you nuts?
Exactly. An 8-inch cook's knife, I would suggest. A
Don't need
Victorinox
about a
pastry
corkscrew
knife.
and a toothpick and
A 30 centimeter pastry knife, which
Pastry
has a
knife?
heel. Yeah, but
pastry
But
knife.
what
How
you've
often
gotta-
am I cutting pastries?
no, but you've got it's a very thin bladed slicer, so it's great for slicing meat. It's great for prepping
I don't slice
veg.
meat.
Well,
Eh.
if you prep food in a kitchen, you need decent knives. A decent paring knife. what
Mostly I'm
else?
putting leftover pizza in the microwave. So what
Yeah,
kind of
well,
knife do I
if
need
you
for
actually
that?
cook, if you actually want to cook,
Which
some
I don't.
shit and prepare
Nope.
some stuff.
The Duchess
uh,
makes dinner once a week. That's about it.
That's what my best suggestion.
I
would
imagine
be to
Stu
get
just
decent
his heart
knives.
problems would come back if
He's
he
just
saw your
crying.
kitchen.
He's just
He'd be
standing in my
like, "Oh,
kitchen just
no."
crying.
Wow, I know. I will be
What the
stressed.
fuck, dude?
I will be stressed
Um,
out in your kitchen.
And Ant's question for me is best starter camera for a video person. You would know this, Ant. You know this, but I would say the Sony A7S is probably the best, but they're quite expensive. So the A7S III is still expensive, but the 4 is the newest one. Mirrorless, that's the way it all is at the moment. So, and the film The Creator was filmed on was it Sony some F5 was it? I think I might have got that wrong, but yeah. So that was the big thing about that. So mirrorless cameras, all that shit. That's the thing at the moment.
God damn, $1,000?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, well, that's
The
a start.
A7.
It's a start camera. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
No, that's not how I'm starting. I'm starting with my fucking phone. Fuck you.
Yeah, I
$1,000
mean,
camera.
You know, there's been a couple of music videos that were filmed on the phone. There's a movie
Sure.
filmed on the phone. I mean, when you say filmed on the phone, there's still there's this music video and it's brilliantly shot, but it's all on a phone, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's shot on a phone," and it's fantastic because there's lots of clones of this singer, so she's walking through this scene, but there's like 4 of her. It's like, to do that, I guarantee this is filmed on a phone. However, what you need is like a gimbal and a track to emulate each shot perfectly, so she can go through it. That isn't cheap. And then you need the lighting. That's not cheap. So it's filmed on a phone, but it's probably filmed with like
headline
60,000.
They filmed it on a phone.
Yeah, so it's
Apple got some good PR for that shit.
Yeah, so it's a lot of Billy bullshit, but it is filmed on a phone technically.
All right, are we ready to talk about video games, or are we still?
Oh,
no, that's the end of the show. It's the end of the show.
We do that on this show.
Thanks, everybody.
I wanted to get through the Discord. It's fun to talk through the Discord.
I know.
We need to promote our Discord more. People
it's an
are
hour
talking.
in. Yes, thank you on the Discord, people. Send some more questions.
Right, come on then.
And we'll talk about them soon.
Oh,
Let's go.
video
Alright.
games. I've forgotten about those.
Right. I think we should start right off the bat with our play my game bitch. Let's just controversial. Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Okay, let's
here
do
we go.
this.
We're gonna just start right in with this.
Yeah, bitch!
This is a good jingle. Someone
Play my game, bitch.
What you been playing jingles okay? I think this may be the iTunes.
Yeah, bitch!
Nothing makes the jingles more annoying than when you talk through them.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
If I played another song on top of them, that would be more annoying, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, I'm not
All
sure.
right, then.
I'm not sure.
So
Say
play
what
my
you
game
mean.
bitch is where
It
we
is
play.
plenty annoying when I talk over it, though.
Play
yes.
my game bitch is where we play a game every week, and it's the same game because we all play different games, but we want to
No,
play.
no,
one
we all play the same game, and it's a different game each week. The way you described it made it sound like we
It's
played
the
the
same
same
game
game.
every
No,
week.
well. Well, to be
Again, we played
fair-
Return to Grace. Fuck you, Duke. I'm sick
I know
of
what he
it.
like
means.
it.
I know
Play
what
it
he
again.
means.
Tell me how amazing
Play
it
it.
is.
Right.
What he means is we normally play different time. We don't very rarely all play the same game, do we? So.
Right, so
Anyway.
we pick a game and we all play it.
Fuck
and
me,
this
we're
week
never
we
gonna
played...
get to this. This is gonna be a 6-hour show.
So
Right.
this
No
game,
more
right?
Heroes 3.
Right.
That's what we play.
Yeah.
We're in luck because we have audio footage of the development meeting here.
Oh
No.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to the meeting,
All
Mr. Steve. Have you got what you got?
Yeah.
Suda 51.
I got,
Suda
I got
51.
an idea. You ready?
Go
No. He's had his time. I'm gonna come up with a game.
All right.
You ready? Here we go. Okay. So first of all, it's a game where like everything's like nothing makes any sense.
Yeah.
And there's no design coherence, right? So like one of the dudes is like
What, dude? Deadly Premonition already
like
exists,
triangles
dude.
and circles. And then this other dude is like a fire monster. And then there's like skyscrapers that have been turned to dust or something. And there's this boy who adopts like an alien tumor blob. And then he comes back and he's like a prince. And he's like, I'm going to kill everybody. What do you think?
You actually sound like that character, to be honest.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
So that was the origin of this game. What
Yeah.
the fuck is this shit?
So can we just say,
Jesus
just a minute,
Christ.
right? Last week we played Indivisible, right?
Yes.
Which had these really cool anime type animations in between the games.
I don't know if I'd call them really cool. It was
No,
cute.
there was really, there
and
was well
fun.
done. This is kind of the same. Again, it goes for this
No.
anime animation thing going on.
Well, if by animation thing
It
you
was.
mean
It's fully
that, like-
animated anime. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, yeah, but it's not
Well, yeah, but
coherent. There's no
no.
characters you can
Yeah.
follow. There's
course it
no
is.
dialogue that makes any fucking sense.
What are you talking about? I can
Hey,
obviously.
alien tumor blob, what are you doing? I love you. You gonna come back in 20 years? I love you. I'll see you in 20 years.
I think. Can we just, because someone's listening to this going now?
No idea who this child
Right.
is, what the alien tumor blob is.
Somebody's
Go ahead,
listening to
Jen.
this going, what the fuck are they talking about? So let me just,
Which
let
is
me just,
exactly what you should.
Oh, it's like a
Let-
twisted ET.
let me
It's
just
like a twisted ET, but it
explain
goes back.
what the game is going on. Right, so No More Heroes 3, yeah, it's kind of an ET thing where an alien lands, but it's a big fluffy ball, and this kid loves it, and he's like, oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And he makes him a rocket.
And we get this in like 30 seconds of
Yeah.
like, montage before you even start playing the game. Go
and
on.
the FBI come in or whatever, and then the kid's like, the ball, the fluff ball is like, I want to come back in 20 years, and the kid's like, sweet, and he gives him like some sort of power or something, whatever, and He goes away and he comes back an absolute fucking dickhead, right? And he's like a prince and he's an absolute bellend and he brings
And
all
he
his...
looks like a human now. He's not just a fluff
well,
ball.
very
tumor
no.
blob.
He looks like if Jamiroquai was an anime character, right? And he
Demano make Kwai.
right, and he's an absolute prick. Not Jamiroquai.
He's a twat. He's a twat, isn't he?
Yeah,
Basically,
not
Comes back a
Jamiroquai.
twat.
I don't know what Jamiroquai was like,
He
but
seems
this
like a
guy-
very nice guy.
He seems
JK,
okay.
he's a nice guy. He's a
Right,
nice guy, JK.
but this alien guy brings back all his twatty mates as well.
Yeah,
right?
he does.
And they're like, we're just gonna fucking kill everyone for a laugh. And then your guy, the guy that you play as, he's not even phased by this. Not phased at all.
It's Travis Touchdown. What
Travis
are you
Touchdown.
expecting?
And then
Travis Touchdown. What a name. Jesus
So-
Christ.
You see, clearly,
Yeah.
just me. Can I just stop you there for 1 second, Chini? Right?
Oh,
'Cause
you never
I
played the
know-
first two because those
I know
were
what the issue
cannons.
is. Duke has never played a No More Heroes game before. This is
No,
the
I have
issue.
not, and I can't believe that if the previous games are as magic as this one, thank God
They're
we
all
have three of
structured.
them.
Can we just say they're all structured the same? Because it's a little bit like, I'm trying to think what that movie is where you have to fight all the worst baddies in the world and they're all ranked. What's that movie that does that?
it's not Kill Bill, is it?
Mortal Kombat.
No, it's not Kill Bill.
Bill?
It's,
Is it The
oh,
Proposal?
No, no, that would have made
Fight
that
Club?
film better.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Fight Club.
Interstellar.
No, it's a. Oh my god! It's
Friday the 13th.
his girlfriend, and he has to fight all the baddies.
Oh, The Proposal.
Scott
It is
Pilgrim
a
versus the
proposal.
world.
No, Scott
There
Pilgrim.
you
yeah,
go,
yeah,
Scott
yeah,
Pilgrim
yeah.
versus.
There
the-
you go.
That's kind of this because
Okay.
that's No More Heroes from the first game. It's kind of you have to fight the ranked baddies
Okay.
like 10 to
Okay.
1 to finish the game.
Okay.
So that's basically the game, I guess.
By the way, while we're talking about the start of this game, we didn't even talk about the actual start of the game, which is this like flashback to 1985, and there was some really shit 8-bit game, and it was like Deathman fights against the Death Aliens, and I need to find out who Deathman is. Like, what the fuck is this? And it has no connection to the little blob fluff dude. It's just like, can you be more incoherent, please?
I love that. By the way, this game is so violent. I mean, the bit where he's in the
I didn't mind
boardroom
that.
and just kills all the board like
Yeah, that
people.
was probably my favourite bit of the.
I was
whole
like,
thing.
that's pretty impressive. This guy.
No,
does
that's
give
not
a
the
shit.
best part.
So
Shitty, the
impressive.
best part of the game when it's time to save.
Oh my God.
You saved by pooping.
I don't know why, but like, look, I don't want to generalize here, but like, a lot of Japanese games love the joke of shitting themselves. I do like it happens in like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, it does.
Like, why is it so funny? Like,
Well, this can we again just to let you know the history. This game was always you have to save when you sat on the toilet. That's been the thing since the very first game came out.
but the question still stands.
Okay,
Stu
then
Pop.
why they have like a 2-minute cutscene where he's like, "I gotta shit," and he runs into the bathroom. He's like pulling off his pants. It's a huge production. Why not just be like, "And here's where you save," and then he goes in, and then you save, and then he comes out.
Because
that would be a way to.
Dead Rising, you save in the toilet, but it's not a big poo.
Is that a Japanese
cutscene.
thing?
That is
Yes.
Japanese, though.
Yeah,
It
the
is
first
Japanese.
Oh,
one
well, all right
and the
then.
second one were. No,
Holds
the
up.
first one was not the second one. Sorry.
Okay.
I guess it's a parody game. Like a comedy game. I guess. I suppose it's
Well,
supposed
if
to be
it's a
funny.
comedy
It's-
game,
it's
then it didn't
kind
really
of
succeed for me because I didn't laugh once.
Crazy,
Yeah.
over the top, stupid, mental fight.
Stupid,
I mean, the
you got
fighting's
stupid
great.
right, yeah.
When can I
The
just
fighting
say?
was okay until it was like stun the guy, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I'm like, you know what? I think I've reached a point.
Until
This game, I'm done.
can I just say, it took a long time to get to a point where you actually played the game. It took
Yes.
so
Yeah.
long.
Yes.
Even I, right, and I've played a lot of Japanese games. Even I was sat there thinking, when am I actually going to
Damn.
fight somebody? When am I fighting
Yeah.
someone?
Oh well, there's
I mean,
also a talking cat. Don't forget the talking cat. That
Yeah.
was great.
And the scene where you do start to fight someone, which is sort of coming up on the screen now, right? Like two women, which I presume are from the previous games, show up.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
but
they
that
just walk
doesn't
out of the adjoining hotel room.
that doesn't help me at all. Like, I don't know, like who are these
No,
women?
because they don't help you. There's 3 enemies, and then each of them takes one of the baddies, and then
Yeah.
you fight one baddie. And it's all tutorial.
I hate the design of the aliens as well. They look awful. They absolutely
Yeah,
look
they do.
terrible.
Because they're all different, and they're just stupid looking. Like
They're
polka
just-
dot trapezoid.
and they just look
okay,
like blocks.
That's supposed to make me
and
scared.
Like
Yeah.
they're just so weird.
Fucking ridiculous.
And then like the alien that you sort of like you first come across, he's just like he's got like a Texan accent.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, "Yeah, motherfucker." But what the fuck?
I'm gonna blow this shit up.
This story
Yeah.
sucks.
It's just
Um,
strange.
You
This
see, for
story
me,
is garbage.
for me, it's weird playing this because the first two
For
games
you?
were on. No, the first two games.
Sucks.
Well, the first one was on the Wii, so the first
Yeah,
one
I remember
came out
that
on
one.
Wii.
I don't remember the second one.
I
Yeah.
can't remember whether that was Wii or Switch or Wii U. I can't remember what that came out on. But the problem is, it's still got stuff from back then because you have to recharge your guitar.
Well,
thing,
that's a
right?
wanking joke, isn't it? With the Wii.
Yeah, with the Wii, you used to have to shake the Wii controller
Yeah.
up and down to do
That's
it.
that's the level of this game. It's like let's
But
put a
this is-
wanking joke where you charge the sword.
Which is where there's a problem, right? Because when you did that on the Wii, it didn't break you out of playing the game, because you could quickly shake it up and down and you were charged up again. This, you've got to stop moving and bloody waggle the
Yeah.
freaking analog stick back and forwards for a bit. And it
Yes.
just completely breaks the flow of the action, whereas in the original Wii game, it didn't. And you could swing the actual Wii controllers like a sword. So it was just so
to
much
answer your-
more fun to play.
Yes. The answer to your question, well, I mean, anything. Fucking Heavy Rain was more fun to play than this. The No More Heroes 2 came out for the Wii, and then a port came out later for the Switch. And
Yeah, I
then
thought that
Windows.
was Wii as
And
well.
for Amazon Luna, what the fuck is Amazon
And
Luna?
it's weird seeing this with good I mean, I know that the most amazing graphics, but compared to the Wii, this looks so much better. You know what I mean? And it's just weird seeing that.
So the wanking of the sword takes you out of the gameplay, but not the stupid fucking alien-looking thing.
No, I didn't mind fighting the aliens. I mean, I fought the first boss and I finished that.
How far did
alright.
you get? Like,
I got to the second boss. Started the second boss.
so did you go into that weird like sort of world where where the rock eats you?
Yes. Oh yeah. I did all of that.
So like you get eaten by
No
this
Rocky.
because there's an alien reference, isn't there? So there's these pods,
Yeah.
alien,
Yeah.
and then
Movie
like,
Alien.
but then
yeah.
out comes like this sort of dancing rock. And when you think Chinny, obviously it's not a dancing rock. No, it fucking is, right? And
It's a dancing rock.
it's a dancing rock. Then it eats you.
believe it.
Goes on your head and sort of swallows you.
Yeah, it just swallows you up.
and then you
the
end up
whole
in
of
this
you.
sort of weird limbo world, and then you have to fight this fucking
Yeah.
guy in this limbo
Well,
world.
you fight the first boss, so they're all, like I said, they're all ranked. So you fight the first boss, who's the
Yeah.
guy who landed on Earth.
So did you
fight
beat him?
first.
Did you beat
Yeah,
him?
I beat his ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course I did.
So that's as
I
far as
played
I
these.
got.
I played these games before, so I know what they
yeah,
are and how they operate.
I followed the structure of the structure of the game,
Yeah.
Stu, is not the
It's
problem.
not that difficult, Chinny. I'm just saying.
Right?
You know
What
I
I'm
mean?
saying is the
You
game
don't
is
have to sound
fucking
surprised.
dumb. It's dumb. We've been doing this
Yeah.
podcast for 16 years, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is
We've played a lot of games.
This game has just gone. I think I'm too old for this shit, man.
Yeah.
This is stupid. It's
Well,
stupid.
this is a game that's made not only for children, but for the people who love like
Stupid
childish, right? Like totally over the top. Like if you take Rick and Morty and you have people being like, that's a little too like straightforward and like ordinary. Like, can we jack it up 100 places?
I feel
know,
like
it's
I feel like I'm at a party where everybody's laughing at somebody's jokes and I'm not laughing. Like I get
And
the joke.
everybody's on a lot of drugs.
Like I get the
Yeah.
joke. It's like poo.
Right.
Isn't that funny? Poo, and everybody's pissing themselves, and I'm just like, this isn't my thing at all. I hated it.
Yeah.
Just awful. I get that it's self-aware. I'm really happy for Japanese video games to make fun of people shitting themselves. That's really good for them. And one of the first lines he said is like, "Is the Empire striking back or what?" I'm like,
Yeah, right.
is that
exactly.
is a joke? It's a joke, I guess. Like I get it, but like, what the fuck?
But there needs to be more to, like, look, Airplane isn't funny just because it's like, hey, you remember this other movie that happened? Like, imagine that. Like, there's other things built into the movie Airplane. Same with Spinal Tap. A good satire is more than just crazy stuff.
Can we just
and, like,
say though,
references to things.
what was kind of cool though? I liked his T-shirt. Did you see the T-shirt that he wears?
No, I was too distracted rubbing
I
shit,
was a little distracted by the
So
talk.
basically,
rubbing
his
shit
T-
into my eyes.
his T-shirt is the album cover to Joy Division: Unknown Pleasures.
See, look,
Which-
it's all aware,
Which
isn't
is
it?
so cool, you know, because that's
Yeah.
like such a classic album, and
It's just it does that stuff because somebody on the dev likes it
Yeah.
and go, some
Yeah,
person
exactly.
will like
We'll
this.
put a
Hey,
Joy
come on,
Division
Joy
shirt
Division,
on.
man. They were the precursor to New Order. I mean, they're from the early 80s.
Come on,
Great,
Chinny.
man.
They were the
What's the matter with
precursor of
you?
New Order.
Great. Why does it say?
That makes it a good video.
Why does it say "No More Heroes" title screen like 3 times in the first like 5 minutes? Like, why is that? I think
Because it's like now
need to
we're
make sure
really
you know what you're
starting.
playing in
Hello.
case you
walk
didn't
through.
realise.
Yeah.
It says "No More Heroes 3," and then you walk through this corridor and it goes "No More Heroes 3," and then you beat a thing and it goes "No More Heroes." I know what game I'm playing. I'm aware of it, right? I get it. And then there's one bit where the army tries to kill that stupid sexy prince guy, Jamiroquai, right? And they
Yeah.
fire missiles at him, and he grabs them and he throws them at a mosque in the Middle East.
I know. That guy is
Why?
hard.
Because he's a
can we just
really
say.
evil guy.
He is
Why?
evil.
Why that? What?
Because they're edgy.
What's he doing?
It's like he doesn't have any respect for anything.
I suppose people think that this game is funny. It's absolutely not. It's fucking awful. I want it. If there was a room 101, I wouldn't put it in there. I would burn it and then throw it in, and then burn the room. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
All right, so that's 2 thumbs down.
No, it's a
I'm
thumbs
go-
up from me.
it's a thumbs up. Did you not get that?
Stu, would you give it a thumbs up or thumbs down?
No, do you know what? As much as I love the first game, and I did,
Okay.
I really love the first game on the Switch. I thought it was
I'm
amazing.
glad you're able to look at this with.
But the
eyes that
problem,
are
the
tainted
biggest
by
issue I've got is the
nostalgia.
enemy. I'm with Chinny on this. The enemies are just fucking dumb.
Weird.
Like in the
So
first
weird.
game, it was like it was like a bit of a Kill Bill
Yeah.
8.
I
with
imagine.
all these,
Because it was sort of. No, it wasn't.
all
Grindhouse,
these
was it?
enemies like who were like Texas Joe or something.
Yeah.
They were from different places in the world, and like one was like a samurai or something weird. One was like some dude from somewhere, and they all had these quite individual personalities and like just crazy as a fruitcake. And I feel like here it's these aliens. They just don't have any personality or character. They're just like nondescript.
They're just objects. Like they're
Yeah.
just
A
like
bunch of random
Yeah.
shit smushed together and like, there's an
Yes.
alien.
I mean,
No,
don't get me wrong.
that's
I
not an
like the
alien.
combat, and I thought it was fluid, and I thought it was fun, and I thought it looked really great, and I like the upgrading graphics compared to obviously the Switch versions. But that all being said, I've got to be with you guys as a thumbs down. I'm not gonna play this
Okay.
again.
I didn't.
thought
I didn't.
would.
For
I thought I
one
would.
thing, I didn't mind was the combat. Look, the actual
Yeah, the combat's
the
great.
actual combat was fine.
Yeah, it's
but
fun.
It's just that it's
If
just
they
the
had focused more on that and stopped
Everything
dicking
around
with
it.
all the other
yeah.
shit.
It's all the
Yup.
the dressing around it. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah,
well.
it's just not good.
Oh,
Didn't get me.
well.
There you go.
Didn't get
No
me.
more Heroes 3. Right, next game. We need to move on because we're running
No
out
more
of time.
of this game.
Go.
Right. Okay. Chinny and I have been playing a little game called Helldivers because he convinced me to get it last week, and I was into it for a while, but I got to be honest, I'm still into it now. Oh yeah! I just got to level 10 and I got the guard dog. Chinny, I was telling you I was looking forward to the guard dog.
Yes.
It's nice. So this is Starship Troopers, the video game.
Yep.
Everything Chinny said last week was correct.
Yep.
There is nothing. First of all, when you start the game, it has this awesome like propaganda animatic that it
Very
shows.
good. Very fun.
It gives you the option to set your volume levels. I don't know if you noticed this, Chinny. When you set them, they're all set to 11 by default. And I was like, that's like the maximum volume. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
Spinal Tap shout out. One of the earliest perks that you unlock, and you end up buying stuff, and it's persistent. So yes, you have to call it down each time you land, but you don't ever lose access to it. So there are some games when you have to, like Counter-Strike, you have to buy at the beginning of every round, and so you have to manage your money and shit. Anyway, one of the first things you get access to is the supply pack, and I love being support for other people. So I love running around while they're shooting all the bugs.
You did that to
and
me.
I'll shoot
You
bugs
did that-
too.
you was like,
I'll
"Oh,
run around
I'm
and,
hurt,"
like,
and you were
slap
like,
people. Here's
"No,
some,
you're not."
Here's
Yeah.
some stims.
Yeah.
Here's some ammo. Like
Yeah.
I just love being helpful in that sense.
Oh.
I complained about some of this to you earlier, Chinny. there is nothing better than a team working together
Oh yeah.
in a game like this, having fun and working. You know, you're working as a unit to achieve these objectives. There is nothing more frustrating than landing with 3 other people and having them all run off on their own,
Yeah.
and then you're facing 2 of the big poison bugs, and you're just fucked because you're by yourself. And like, damn, that's not how this game's supposed to work.
That's right. No, I agree.
But it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's freaking.
I'm really. I
glorious.
always get really worried about recommending a game to you because I've still got
Yeah.
like chills from Heavy Rain, which I know was like 14 years ago. All right, even though I didn't recommend it,
Yeah,
but
well.
you know, whatever. But you know, I just think you're someone who. It's took me years to figure out what you're actually playing video games for. And I truly believed. I was like, man, if I don't get this right, I really don't know him.
If you don't know me,
but like, you know, it ticks all these, but like PVE, it's
It
co-op,
does. It's PvE, and
really
it's not
simple.
PvP, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
the developer came out this not of the closet or anything. He came out and said something. he said.
Yeah.
The only way Helldivers 2 would have microtransactions is if he run out of money to feed his Warhammer habit. So he's
That was
apparently
a great
he loves
line.
Warhammer, but yeah, they sort of get it. I think they get it. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
know that the
Yeah.
problems with sort of modern
Yeah,
video games.
but what you've got to ask yourself is like, how much more respect do they get as a developer for not implementing all that shit?
Of course, and there is
Or a
a money
publisher.
aspect to it because you can
there is
buy
a money
some
aspect. You
credits
can buy
and things.
cosmetics.
Yeah,
right.
super credits.
But it's all cosmetic.
yeah.
I don't think it's. I mean, yeah, you get shotguns and stuff, but like
Yeah.
whatever. It's not going to.
But it's PvE, so none of it really matters.
It's PvE, exactly. You don't get an edge
Yeah.
in the game for any reason.
So it's like,
which I really like.
in a way, you know, somebody buys that and they go, "Oh, I've got this gun. You can use it." And you use it and you're like, I
Yeah.
really liked it. Oh, now I'm going to have
Yeah.
to like try and buy it
Right.
or whatever. So
I'm gonna have to kill the person who orders that every round and just take their gun.
yeah,
That's the thing. The fact that friendly fire is always on,
Which was a
makes
turn
you
off for
change the
you.
way you play.
that was a turn.
I was nervous about it. It was. I mean, I was like, I don't know. But like now that I'm used to it, it's just all you have to do is like, first of all, you have to look at where you're placing your fucking turrets because some people just plop them down in the middle of anywhere and then you just get mowed down. And another person, I was telling you about this, Chinny, we were fighting. The whole mission was just kill a bunch of bugs. That was it. And it lands you on this like we were on this like platform, this
yeah,
mesa, just, like,
I've been on that
flat
one. Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
and like this dude just kept dropping these fucking landmine distributors and they just throw landmines everywhere. So if you took 3 steps in any direction, you're fucking dead. And people
Yeah.
just kept dying over and over. And he kept dropping them. And I'm like, would you fucking stop, you
Yeah.
dumbass?
Yeah.
And he either had his mic turned off or wasn't paying attention or who knows what, trolling.
Or he was
maybe?
just doing it because he thought it was hilarious.
But have you come across anyone who's sort of trolling or kills you on purpose in this game? Because I haven't personally.
I think that was the only one. Like,
Yeah.
I think it gets old for them because first of all, most people don't have mics on. And secondly, most people are just going to roll with it. So, and it's not a significant setback. You know what I mean? You kill me, someone else on the team's probably going to respawn me right away. And I'll just go pick up the guns I dropped.
Yeah.
And I'm right back where I was. So there's no significant benefit. This is a bad game to troll people in.
Yep.
It's very different from Rocket League.
I'm really glad that you enjoyed it, Duke. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love the fact that when you're dropping in, it has training tips that are like, these training tips aren't very helpful. Like it'll say that on the screen. Or it'll say friendly fire isn't.
Yeah.
There have been a bunch of them that they had like that I thought were very
There's
funny.
one, there's like, stims have no addictive properties. The research has been carried out by whatever company runs this thing. So it's all...
Who supplies this?
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
The news this week was, so they have every so often, I don't know how often they do this, but you have a personal sort of direct order, which is kill 20 bugs using a shotgun or whatever. And then there's like a super order, like a grand order where they have planets and it's like liberate these 2 planets. And first of all, when they have the planets, when you go to do a mission on that planet, when you get done with the mission, it'll say like this planet is 0.0000003% liberated. And then you get done with your mission and it goes 0.0000004 and it just like rolls it up a little tiny bit more liberated. So the the community didn't reach one of the goals this past week.
Oh.
And people were mad. They were like, what the hell? There were crashing issues apparently that people were mad about. And they were like, we got close and you should extend it or whatever. And they were like, no. Because people on Reddit were like, look, this is the way it goes in a war. Like sometimes you're not going to succeed and they don't owe us anything. So I thought it was cool that mostly the community sort of rolled with it.
Yeah. I
The company was like, we're ashamed of you for not achieving your goals, soldiers, and you need to get back out there.
Yeah, I haven't played it enough to sort of notice those things. I know there is an overall goal, but you're already past me. But yeah, my life doesn't really suit playing video games for a long time at the moment. But,
Well, right, and that's the thing about this is that there are basically two lengths of missions. There's ones that are 15 minutes, and then there's ones that are 40 minutes. And then there are like operations, I guess, that string them together.
Yeah.
And so you can do like a couple of them in a row or whatever it is. And I'm just now starting to understand how you get 3 stars out of 3 stars.
I don't know
because
how to do
it's
that.
not just doing. I know it's weird because they have like do these 3 things, and then you do the 3 things, but then there's you only get 1 out of 3 stars or whatever. There's like optional missions that you gotta wander around and explore to find them.
Yeah.
And so closing of nests, I think there's like 2 that are like jackpot nests or something.
Right.
And so they want you to wander around and find all those.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing a mission and I'm thinking, oh, let's just do these objectives and get back on the ship, other people are wandering around doing stuff. I'm like, they're doing it for that reason. They want the 3 out of 3 stars. So I'm just like, whatever, more power to you, but I'm not too worried about it. 2 complaints I have. First of all, a really cool thing. Gender is just done with voice alone. So your male characters and your female characters look identical. So the only way you have to indicate that you're a female character is by having a different voice. So when my character goes down, she's like, ah. So I thought that was pretty cool because it's a way to give people the ability to play a character that is like them, but there's no way to make yourself, there's no sexy armor in this game. Everybody is covered head to toe in like shields and helmets and stuff. The end sequences are kind of tedious. Like when you finish and the ship takes off, you have the rundown of like how you scored and how many stars you get and all that. And then like there's this going back to the main ship, and then your characters are pulled up on this little cart or whatever, and they're doing their victory poses and stuff. And I wish it would just be like, okay, the ship takes off from the planet and then you're back.
You know that when the platform shows you all 4 of you and stuff, and you're all doing it.
Yeah.
I got such a laugh out of that the first time. I was like,
Yeah,
"There's
it's
the
cute.
boys, there's the boys, hey, there's the boys." And it was funny, but I mean, Marsh was level 23 when I started playing it, which was like 2 weeks
Oh, wow.
ago. So
That's
he's
intense.
he's way into it. So he was sort of getting sick of it as well.
And then the other thing, it's just a very minor thing, but when you have the end cutscene, it'll letterbox it, and that like the bottom part of the letterboxing cuts off the text chat. So it's hard to see the text chat, and it's not a big deal, the text chat, and very few people use it, but I'll always put a GG in just to be like, good work,
GG.
folks.
Yeah.
Thanks. So just a minor nuisance, but overall, I am loving this game. I would say it's, certainly top 3 easy game of the year. It's going to be tough right now to choose between this and Enshrouded because they're both really good games.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Hooray for Helldivers 2. If anybody out there, you got to just specially add people, and there's like this whole friend code system. The codes change constantly. So if you want to add me or Chinny,
once you're
holler
added,
at us and we'll figure it
once
out.
you're added, it's fine, isn't it? It's just adding people.
Yeah. It's
Ante
persistent.
U
Easy to get in
says
each other's games.
Ante U in the chat says, "Is Helldivers worth buying for buying a PS5 for? Is it worth
How
buying
much
a
is used
PS5 for?"
PS5?
Well, how much is a PS5
$400
in
for a used
Australia?
one?
Because he's in Australia.
Australian dollars.
It's going to be even more. I can't imagine buying a.
Is it a PC game? Have you got a PC?
It is a
game?
PC
It's on
as well.
Steam.
Yeah,
It's on PC
Yeah, I'm
too.
playing
It's
on
Steam.
It's cross-platform. But if you want
Yeah,
to
it's
buy,
cross-platform.
what it sounds like, what's going on here, Anthony, is you want a PS5 and you're justifying it, right?
Yeah,
So
It works. By the way,
Trying to
it
come
works
up
on Steam Deck. It works fine on Steam Deck.
nothing
Oh,
works on
yeah.
Steam. The only thing Steam Deck is good for is to play Balatro on the go. No, just end the Steam Deck, right? Okay.
No, it
Don't they have that for the
isn't.
phone?
The amount of podcasts I listen to, Stu, and they go, doesn't run on a Steam Deck.
What doesn't?
Like whatever game they're playing.
Whatever they're
That's
talking about.
bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about.
Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't.
You
Baldur's
just have to
Gate
futz
3
with it
does.
for an hour, Chinny. That's
Baldur's
the
Gate
problem.
3 works
Yeah, but it
fine.
runs cack.
It doesn't. No, it runs fine. It runs absolutely fine.
Cack.
Bullshit, Chinny.
Cack.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Cack.
You're talking
Anyway,
shite.
Stu, go on then. Stu Pop, talk games.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about before we talk about what we both played for.
You forgot the name of the bloody
Does
feature. Yeah.
Does it hold up?
Does
I
it
know, well,
hold?
we've not done it for a while.
Yeah.
I haven't done it for a while. But yes, I'm still playing, and I'm absolutely loving this, by the way. It's so good. No, I'm not playing, I'm not playing Banishers. No, fuck that shit. That's gone. Gone, man. It's gone. Scarlet
But it's on your
Hollow.
list, though.
I know, but
Yeah,
I've
it
not
is.
really played a lot of it. Again, I barely touched
Take
it.
it
Then
off
you
your
need to do like
fucking
me. There's
list,
nothing to
then.
talk about.
Take it off your list.
Well,
Scarlet Hollow has taken over my life.
So this was the
This game.
sort of what would you call
So
it? Like
I played
a
Slay the Princess, right?
graphic
And then
visual game.
it's a visual novel. It's got. There are a lot of choices and a lot of outcomes and avenues you can go down. So this has got God knows how they worked all this shit out, because this has got a lot of shit going on. And it's kind of cool. So basically, it's going to be 7 episodes when it ends.
Oh yeah.
And each episode is a day, so it's a day in the game. So it's what happens on that particular
It's
day.
a week.
So the game lasts it's a week in the game. Yeah,
wait.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
and 7 days
Yeah.
in a week. Yeah, I did that really
Yeah,
quick
7 days in a week.
in my head.
So basically,
I
the
good at
premise of
math.
the story is your auntie has died. You've gone to Scarlet Hollow for the funeral, and obviously you got to be there for a week until the funeral happens. You've got to stay with your sister Tabitha, who's just a bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
Tabitha is. So there's this dodgy coal mine which she manages that your family owned, and there's just loads of dodgy shit going down. And then on top of that, there's a layer of supernatural stuff going on as well. So there's all this weird supernatural shit going down. Shit has gone down in the past. Your family's done some heinous stuff. And it's just great. The choices are brilliant.
It's so great the way your family's done some horrible
I
shit
know.
in the past.
But no, the story, the character development, you can be, right,
Yes.
Chinny, you'd love this, right? Because you can either be
I have
nice
to read.
Woody, though?
or you can be a total twat and just be an absolute arse to
Yeah, but
everybody
You
you
can
meet.
kill everyone in a city
Stu,
with a push of
yeah,
a button.
exactly.
Look in a mirror, and do you actually think that I
No,
would
you'd
like
hate this. No, you would hate this. game.
Correct.
You would hate it, but if you're a person,
The fact that you can be pure evil is the part that he thinks you're
yeah, you definitely like the fact that you can be purely evil
Oh,
if you
yeah.
want to be. Yeah, you just be a fucking twat to everybody you meet.
Definitely.
What's cool about this is I'll be honest, right? And I've played a lot of video games in my lifetime.
16 years we've been doing this show.
16 years, but
Lots of games before that.
this is the closest to reading a proper book
Okay.
in a video game format that I have played. I've just everything about it. I just want to find out what's going to happen next. It's so well written, and it doesn't hold back. You know, you think it's going to be tame because of its presentation and stuff, but some girl character in it just got her foot crushed and had to have it amputated. You know what I mean? It's like because of something you did. I was like, yeah, that's pretty bad. That is. She lost her foot. But
Is it that bad? I mean,
but she could have died as well. I reckon that character could have died.
how
if I
much
didn't
do you really
what
need
it
a
did.
foot, to be fair?
Well, I guess at least she's alive, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
But it does give you these sort of almost life or death decisions to make. You know, where you've got to make a decision and you're not sure what the outcome might be depending on
playing it.
what you choose. And
Yes.
I like it. I really, really like it. I genuinely think there are consequences.
Do you
to
like it, Stu?
I love this game. So good.
And the name of the game is
Scarlet Hollow. Scarlet Hollow. It's like it's on the Steam sale. It's 12 quid.
12 quid for a
12
book.
quid. And it's based, but it's more than a book because it is like a make your own adventure.
It's like a book that you play.
It is. It's so good.
Like a video game.
So well written.
Kind of like every video game. Yeah.
Well, kind of.
I know it's
guess.
different. I know it's
We're
different. I
just
know it's different.
joking.
Just joking.
But the presentation's so good. The characters are so
Now,
well drawn.
Can we get we're on the BBC, Stu, and
Yeah.
you're the positive and I'm the negative because you're saying like, Oh, it's so good.
I
All
don't
I've
really
been
buy Chinny as the negative. Though.
all I'm seeing here is like a scene of a fucking fence and a van, and the characters are there. One's on the left,
Yeah,
one's on
but
the
who's
right,
in the van, Chinny?
and there's some
Who's
dialogue
in
on the
the
bottom.
van?
And then all of a sudden, the character's fucked off, and now you're just seeing some scene and some text on the bottom. It just looks
Yeah.
like, I don't know, one of those old DS games where you just went through and chose some dialogue. Hotel Dusk, and you just Phoenix Wright cutscenes, and just no, Stu.
Well, it's a book.
No.
If you don't read books, you're not gonna like this game.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it. Just looks like
Well, if there's going to be graphics, just showing a fence and a van, to be fair,
No,
isn't
there
that
is-
interesting? Now, there's
there is
people on the
animation.
screen now.
There is
it looks like it
You're
was
right, there
painted
is.
in Paint, the Microsoft software.
No, the graphics are okay.
It does
They don't look
not.
that bad.
This is all
And-
hand drawn.
Yeah, in Paint. Have you seen some of the people draw in Paint?
It is not drawn in paint.
Some
It's
people,
not drawn in
some people are very good in Paint.
Chinny, this is not drawn in paint.
All right.
This
That's
is
not
like
fair,
saying
Chinny.
you're
Come on. You
using
can be a jerk, but you can't be
a VHS
unfair
camcorder to do your
representations.
films with for work.
Yeah, well, I wish I did.
Yeah. Maybe you do.
Yeah.
Maybe
All right.
you
Anything
do.
else to say about Sleepy Hollow?
No, just play it. I
Scarlet
think
Hollow.
everybody,
Okay.
if you like
Right.
books, play this game because it's great.
Any books. If you like paper.
Yeah, if you like
if
a
you
book,
like paper,
if you
then
like a supernatural thriller with
You're
some
a
interesting
nerd,
characters
play
and
this.
you're a nerd,
Yeah.
this is a game for you guys because I love that. I'm on. And by the way, I'm on day 4. I'm at episode 4. I finished episode 3 tonight, just before the show.
All right.
But-
So you're 3 days in.
I'm 3 days in. Well, 4.
Right.
I'm on the 4th day. I'm on the 4th day, and some
Right.
shit has gone down. Can I just
Okay.
say?
Yeah,
Aw, yeah.
Duke, you go and then me and Stu will do the old.
Right.
Does it hold up?
Right. So I've made it my mission. First of all, the Steam sale came and went, and I should have bought. What was I looking at that I should have bought? I was thinking about buying it. I'm like, the Steam sale's not going to finish by tomorrow. And then it finished, and I was like, damn it, I was going to buy that game. Anyway, I didn't get a chance to buy it. So I was like, all right, let me go see what demos are popular on Steam. There's one called Age of Water, The First Voyage. This is like the thing now. When you, instead of putting a demo out, you put like the first chapter or prologue or, whatever. So, First Voyage. Let me put you in this game. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
The Age of Water.
There's an opening. It's not a cinematic. It's just an image of. You see Waterworld.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, seen that.
Okay, so it's Waterworld, and like this really is the way it's described. And I'm trying to get the voice perfect. He goes, when the global ice caps melted, water was everywhere. Cities were drowned. Even mountains were swallowed up by the ocean. The most ruthless people survived on skyscrapers and then took to the oceans in boats. The most ruthless of these gangs established a new civilization with the law of the ocean. It's a brutal existence. Like the voice is like so happy and upbeat, but they're describing some Mad Max apocalyptic shit. And I'm like, wait a minute, pick a fucking lane, dude. Which is it?
And
You have a
then,
cheery,
and
upbeat
then
vocal.
he gouged his eyes out with a spoon and said, "Fuck you, dickhead," and everybody clapped.
Right. So it was very strange.
Where did they
And
get
they
the
just
boats
dump
from?
you in. I mean, at least in this. Yeah, exactly. and why are there like, where are the ducks? Like Eddie Izzard famously had a thing about Noah's Ark and like the ducks floating around on the water, looking up at the dogs and lions and shit. Like, what are you doing up there? Anyway.
Oh wow! It's the video that we're using to stream. It's just showed up the game, and it's you're in like this very modern looking lifeboat sort of thing.
Oh, you're in a motorboat, exactly.
Like I was expecting
and they
Waterworld with the sails and
Right. I guess I shouldn't have used Waterworld as
and
an
then
example.
like a
but,
map on a little girl's
yeah.
back for some reason. I don't know why that was there.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get a piece of dirt or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're just on a boat and like you're just driving around and there's this woman who's like, "Hi, I'm Kitty Sark."
Kitty
and
Sark?
the person's like, "Named after the pirate?" She's like, "No, named after the bottle. Like my parents found a bottle and it had a real cork in it. And so they sold the cork and they reused the piece of paper with the note inside. And they called me after what was on the label. And again, she's real cheery and upbeat. And it's like, this is a post-apocalyptic hellscape where everyone's killing each other.
What was her sister's
and
name?
like you seem
Rock.
No, her sister's name was 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she goes, she's like, who are you? And you're like, and she goes, oh, you must be a newbie with amnesia. I said, oh God, again, self-aware, very funny. No, fucking tedious as shit. Like, give me a break.
And
So
my
she
brother
joins your
here,
crew.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly. 7 Up.
Exactly. The gods must be crazy.
Yeah.
So then she takes you to this oil rig where someone set up a little shop, and she's like, "Hi, welcome. I'm Susie May, and I'm here to." She's like, "Oh God, would
It
you
sounds
get
like a
some real
lovely
voice actors?"
place.
Yeah,
It's
It's
just,
fucking
I've got to say, this game looks terrible.
It does look awful.
It's
It just
not
looks
fun.
shit. It just looks terrible.
Like the mechanics, look, the water looks good. The boat
Yeah, the water
mechanics
looks
of
good.
driving around on the water, and you fight pirates and shit with a machine gun and stuff, and like that's all fine. But the rest of the game is just so.
I love how the characters in the boat don't budge or move.
They
at
don't
all.
move. It's
No,
like
they're just standing there.
They're just so. They look like mannequins on a boat.
Yeah, they look like
Yeah, they do.
Sabutio men, don't they? I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ, what the
Right.
hell is
So
this?
it's a big hell no for me on this game.
Yeah, it looks like a
Um,
hell no.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't believe
there's
you've
not much to
spent
say
more
about
than
it.
5 minutes talking about it, to be honest.
Well, you
Yeah,
talked about a
well,
bloody
I'm pretty much done.
bloody
Yeah.
graphic
You
novel.
talked about
Yeah, but
Sleepy
that's
Hollow for
good.
about
By the
2
way,
hours,
can
so-
I just say that has got great.
The graphics
reviews.
on this game are better than the graphics in Sleepy Hollow. Let's not kid ourselves.
Scarlet
I wish.
Hollow
I
is
wish.
I'm not
Scarlet
saying
Hollow.
these.
You know what I wish, Stu? I could ban review sites for you. Because you look at them so much.
I don't know. I didn't look at any reviews.
Every
before I
week
played
you
that
talk
game.
about them. How's that?
Yeah,
I
but
just
you've
happen
looked
to
since though.
agree
You've
that it's very
since though.
positive
Yeah.
on Steam, and I agree because
But
it's
you're like
fucking great
everybody else
narrative.
agrees with me. That's your argument. Everybody else agrees with me.
No, I'm just saying that universally it is acclaimed and well regarded. I bet.
Yeah,
this
that's exactly what I'm
isn't.
saying. Is everybody
Yeah,
else
but I mean,
agrees
if you
with
look
me?
at look at what people think of this piece
I
of
couldn't give
shit.
I couldn't give a fuck what everybody
I'm
else
only
thinks.
fucking telling you.
I only care.
Well, since you asked, Stu, the Steam reviews for this first voyage are very positive.
Well, they're
Wow.
fucking idiots.
So they're
Put
idiots.
that in your pipe and smoke it.
I only care what I think,
Yes.
what you
I
think,
only
Stu,
care what
and what
I
Duke
Yeah,
think.
thinks.
exactly.
That's it.
No, I mean, look, I'll give Stu his due. I am generally interested that that the people who played this game, if they actually played it, found it very positive, because I did not find it very positive. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna think it's positive. It's not. That's the correct way to think about this. It's
I
just a
suppose.
minor piece of trivia that I find interesting. The end.
Okay. Right.
Right.
Okay, so
Stu,
what's next? Y'all gonna talk about this
Does it
mapless
Does it?
game?
does it
hold up?
fucking hold up?
Does it hold up?
Does it hold up? Stu, does it hold
This
up?
is where they play an older game and they talk about whether it holds up.
10 years
Actually,
older.
Right
so
now it's
far,
Uncharted 3.
So far, it does hold up. It
We're-
does hold up.
We're playing Uncharted 3. What's the
Yes,
bloody
they are.
tagline to it? I can't remember now. Uncharted 3.
Something Drake's Deception, is it? I don't know.
Drake
Drake's Colostomy
Drake
Bag?
on reception. Is it?
Drake's Deception, I think it is. It
Drake-
could
Drake's
be, I
covering
could be-
reception. while
Drake's
the-
covering
turns out for the week.
reception.
Drake's fucking psychopath.
Yeah, Drake is having a bath. So yeah, we're playing
Drake is
Uncharted.
doing poppers and jerking off in the closet. I just abandoned the
It's
pretense
Drake's
for that one.
Alright.
Something.
Drake's getting a lot of women pregnant.
Right,
That's the
so
cover of one of
that
his
really
albums.
threw me off. Then sorry.
Yeah.
Right. No music. We get
Oh, it is
banned.
Drake's Deception. I was right.
Yeah, Drake on
Yeah.
reception.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we start off. Where do we bloody start off? We start
We
off
start
in
off
a bar.
in a fucking West End pub.
We're in a
Well,
pub.
Get your knees up.
pub.
Get your knees up.
Get your fucking knees up in a pub. And we have a bit of a boxing match. Bit of a fight.
You see what this introduced, and I remember this when this came out. It was this contextual stuff, didn't it? If you were near
Yeah,
something, you would
yeah.
then use that as a weapon, or you could whap someone's head into the bar top and
Correct.
stuff like that. And then we've got a guy called Cutter, who's obviously Jason Statham. Can we just
Yeah,
say?
definitely Jason Statham. Yeah. I remember, you know, the contextual takedowns though. There was another game that came out that loved hold on.
Yeah, you can't
I've
even
crashed.
say that.
I've crashed. Contextual takedowns.
Takedowns, yeah.
Remember
use
what
the
that game was? Do
environment.
you remember what that game was? Do you remember what that game was? Came out 2010. Do you remember
I
what the game
feel
was?
like I should know this, and I probably will as soon as you say it, but I can't think. off the top of
Splinter
my head.
Cell Conviction.
Oh yeah, it did.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it did.
They bloody loved it. And also,
Yeah, they
I
did.
think, remember the Bourne game? The Bourne Ultimatum?
Yes,
That
I do.
also like that as well. And that's all roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
Anywho, so we saw in a bloody pub. Can I look? I don't want to be a nerd about this. I don't want to be pedantic about it.
Be a nerd. Be a nerd.
But the pool table is wrong, right? As just because I'm somebody who plays snooker a lot, and I know my billiard sports.
I wasn't really looking that closely at it. What are the problems, Ginny, with it?
Stu, what are the colours of the balls in a British pool table?
Oh yeah, red and yellow.
Red and yellow. It's red and yellow.
You do occasionally get
Very
dots and stripes.
Very
You do get
occasional.
them.
Not in a British pub though. Not in a British pub.
I've played in a British pub with dots and stripes.
Well, that pub should be burnt down, right?
I
Because the only place that you get American pool with the stripes and stuff is usually in pool halls and things
Yeah,
like
it
that.
is.
But
Well,
in
yeah,
a British pub, in
generally,
a
in a
proper
pub, it's-
British pub,
it's red
it's
and
red
yellow.
and yellow. There you
Red
go.
and yellow.
So didn't like that, hated that, but the rest of it loved. We start in London. Every character in the game in the pub is fucking bald. Why are they all bald?
Because of gangsters, the West End gangsters,
Like,
aren't they?
honestly, all these guys, Turkey is going to make a fucking killing out of these guys because they're all going to get hair transplants within a year. Like, they're all bald. Why are they all bald? It's the same bloke.
Oh, they wear a flat cap. Some of them got flat caps.
But all
on,
the
don't
character
forget
models,
those.
it's like, we've only got one character model, so we'll put one in a hat and we'll put one with a different jacket and no one will ever notice. But really, I thought, Stu, good intro, funny.
Oh,
good,
it's great.
funny,
It's really
brilliant.
well done as well.
Yeah, and
it's always great when you recognise locations and you think, oh yeah, there's a
Yeah,
Gherkin
there's
and
the
there's
Gherkin,
like
yeah.
this and there's a telephone box which has a defib in these days. Can I say, telephone box, the red had the wrong handle as well as
yeah.
the
See, we're just picking this game apart now, right? They're
wrong handles. You
Yeah.
don't have
Did
those
they even
handles in
go
the
to
UK.
London to do this?
Did you know what a fucking red telephone box looked like?
But I do like the bit where 'cause it just shows how funny Drake is. Is like when he's beating Jason Statham up in the toilet. Like he goes, something, mate. So he uses the word mate as like a kind of like a joke because
Yeah.
everybody says mate in London. Yeah. The British guy who shoots them because they end up in an alleyway, don't they? And
Yeah, that's Cutter, who's the other Jason Statham. In
yeah.
fact, everyone looks like Jason
Everybody's
Statham.
there's about 16 Jason Stathams in this intro. Right, I don't know why.
There is.
Right. But a woman walks up, I don't know, she's behind the whole she wants the ring. That's the whole thing. Is she wants the ring round
and that's
Nathan's.
quite obviously what's her face. What's
Yeah.
her name? The really famous British actress. Spinning loads of shit. Always gets naked. Can't think what she's called now.
Margaret Thatcher?
No, no.
She's always getting naked.
She was in the Thief, the Cook, the Wife and His Lover, or whatever it was called.
What are you talking about? Helen Mirren.
God, Helen Mirren. She looks like Helen Mirren, doesn't she?
does.
Obviously.
Helen Mirren. Is she always naked, Helen Mirren?
Yeah, she's always getting her tits
No.
out. She gets her
Really?
tits out in a lot
stop.
of movies. She does.
Maybe earlier she did, but she doesn't in Gosford Park. She doesn't in Red. She doesn't in anything she's been in
She has
lately.
no problem.
What was the last movie she did where she was getting naked?
I don't know, but she's always getting naked.
Does she get naked in this? Well, it's not Helen Mirren, is it?
No, I've not
Oh.
seen it yet, but she does look like Helen Mirren.
She does a bit, yeah. So yes, and that's all good. Then chapter 2, we get young Drake. We get a flashback, don't we?
We do.
And we sort of see how Drake meets Sully, and it's really weird what happens at the start of this because, like, Sully's like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna bloody get you," and all this sort of stuff, and Drake says, "Oh, it would look a bit funny, an old man going after a boy." He threatens him to be a pedo. He says, if you don't like leave me alone, I'm going to call you a pedo, basically.
Yeah, he does.
Which I thought was very, very strange. But we get the story of how Drake
How
gets
they
the
met,
ring,
how he became his protege.
but how he gets the ring around his.
Oh
neck
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
that as well. Because because in the earlier games, the impression he gives is it was passed down through his family. He was like a descendant of Drake.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he has the ring round his head, which it turns out he just stole it. He was a fucking thief.
Yeah, because like the clue's in the name, like a thief's end.
It is.
You know, it's it's
I
right
guess.
there. Yeah, and the Helen Mirren sort of catches him and gives him a great slap, like a really good
she does. Yeah,
slap.
proper like woo.
And I know this is young Drake, but if there's somebody who really deserves a good slap, it's Nathan Drake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It
he
is.
really does.
And there's a line, and I can't remember. There's a line where he does something really violent, and someone says to him, "Oh, you really enjoy this," or something like that. And I was like, "Yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah,
He's a
it's like-
psycho.
yeah, he's always been like that.
Yeah, total psycho."
Oh yeah, and look, Drake, because like he's a kid, right? I don't know what he's about, like 16, 17
Yeah,
or something like that.
something like that.
He pushes a guy off the roof, right? As a kid.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he does.
And
he has no problems with killing
there's
people.
there's no like you see what happens to that guy. But even if that guy lived, definitely paralyzed. Definitely like
Well, he definitely doesn't live.
No.
Well, let's be honest.
But like even if he did, he would be paralyzed. It's like him, the Batman games where he never kills anyone. He's definitely given somebody a concussion, like, and they can't walk anymore and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just never mentioned.
Yep.
It's never mentioned. And then chapter 3, Stu, we get the sort of chase sequence where
Sort of chase. Isn't that the bit where you go to the library? You'd sort of go underground, don't you?
this is look at the chase. The chase is the young Drake, like they're chasing after you.
Oh,
get
right,
caught.
okay. Is that still in the same chapter?
Yeah, well, it's the third chapter technically, but yeah, young Drake.
Can we just say we haven't mentioned again? I mean, this is still on PS3 when this came out.
Yeah.
And this looks again better again than Uncharted 2. It's
But
amazing.
this has been touched up though.
Yeah, no. Again, I totally agree with that. But I remember at the time thinking, God, they do. It's amazing how they're still getting more and more performance out of this old
They
console.
squeeze it out, yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's just incredible, really.
This chase sequence that was that we're on, the bit where you're running through on the roofs and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little janky.
Yeah, there was a couple of times I got stuck.
Yeah, like some I didn't know I had to run there or jump this.
Yeah, or which way to go.
Which way to go? I didn't get it the first time, and I mean that's always the case with a chase sequence like this. Is like if you get it wrong, it's sort of it really
breaks
stops
the immersion,
the
doesn't it? Because
cinematic
it's
sort of
like
flow.
it's meant to look cool, and it does.
Yeah, it does look cool. I mean, it doesn't
until you fuck it up.
Doesn't really matter that much, but yeah, it's nice to see sort of how they got together, isn't it? Drake and Sully. It's kind of cool to sort of see it, but I don't know really. So then chapter 4, we're back in London.
Yeah, we're back in London.
We're back in
following the car after she's. Is that before or after you? Yeah, because you get shot, don't you, when you come out of the pub?
Yeah, you get shot, so you think you're dead.
Yeah, we didn't mention that, did we?
Yeah.
No, it gives you. Oh my God, they're dead at the beginning of the game. How's there going to be a game anymore?
Yeah. Spoilers, they're not dead. They're fine.
No, they're not dead.
And it turns out
the guy was in on it.
The guy who shot you, Jason Statham. Was actually
he was part of your gang.
He's part of your gang. He was all right. He was a good guy.
He was a double agent.
And they never mention how they did it. I think it would have been squibs or like paintball or something.
Yeah, they're just squibs, aren't they? I guess. But timing was great because it did look like they'd been shot.
Yeah, no, I liked all that fake gun stuff. I thought that's great. That's all good stuff.
Good planning.
Chloe's back in chapter 4.
Yeah, do you know what's kind of interesting?
Sexy Australian Chloe. Yeah.
Chloe's Elena again is missing in action at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's true because we see Chloe first, and then you think, oh,
and
they're
saving Uncharted 2.
Yeah, but she's back, so she's sort of like the Australian sort of lady.
Because they were all loved up. They were all loved up at the end of
Uncharted 2.
Yeah, what happened? Where's Elena?
We don't know.
He's always with the dodgy characters, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's who he's like, can't help himself.
I don't remember what happens. Do we know if Cutter makes it? Because he's not a character that I remember at all.
I don't know. I can't. I mean, this is so long since I played, and I only ever played this once. I only played it when it came out.
Yeah.
So I don't remember.
So we have to trace a car to to a garage, and then we find out that the garage has got a secret door, basically.
Secret door.
Um,
And I'll tell you what, though, it's a good job they're not in that garage because the fucking amount of noise you make outside, I'm
know.
like, they would have definitely known you were there. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like banging and messing about, and something falls off, and I'm like, yeah, that's. It's a good job they're not inside there because they would have been out with machine guns shooting your ass.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They would have just been killing you.
So you're sort of in like
It's
an
so
an
bad.
abandoned London Underground sort
Yeah.
of environment, aren't you? So you shoot your way through that, and then there's a cutscene towards the end of chapter 5 where Jason Statham, Cutter, we call him Jason Statham. That's what we
Yeah,
know.
Jason Statham, because that's
That's who he is.
let's be honest.
Every time he talks, Nathan Drake just goes, "Ugh." Look, why does he hate him so much?
Because he's a cockney. Cockney
Maybe.
gangster.
But like, I don't know why, but every time he talks, Nathan's like, "Shut up, dickhead."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he just hates him, and I don't
I think
know
he
why.
I think he just looks down on him. He's like he's a bit thick or
It was a
something.
bit like, I don't know why. But no, so far, it's great, and I feel like 3 is sort of the forgotten one in a way.
But we also forget how good these games were.
Oh, they're
don't we?
brilliant.
We
But
just
Uncharted
forget.
1 is like everybody sort of was like respects Uncharted 1 because it was the first one, so well done. 2 is the one that everybody loves.
Everyone remembers.
3 is the one that like, how's it gonna follow 2? And it kind of did well from memory. I remember thinking that was absolutely brilliant, but no one really talks about 3 that much.
No,
and everybody
no,
talks
or
about
4 for that matter.
Well,
I mean, I don't think.
I
4 gets
think
that-
4 is held in very high regard, but
Yeah.
2 is the one, definitely the highlight that everybody talks about. But so it's interesting to play this and go, actually, this isn't any worse nor better than 2. This is like, it carries on. It's just going.
Well, I just think the opening is great. I mean, you're never going to beat that climbing up the train opening of 2, are
No,
you? You're just
no,
never going to beat
just
that.
never going to beat it.
But this is still great. It's still a great opening.
Brilliant. Yeah. I really like, and it's nice that they didn't, because they could have done that opening again. You know, that Uncharted 2 climbing up a train.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They completely like just avoid trying to one up.
They didn't try to out. Yeah.
Yeah,
do it again.
like let's do a flash forward and
We gotta
Drake
take it forward.
because there is
even more extreme.
there is an iconic moment in Uncharted 3 I think that everybody remembers, which is where he falls out of a plane, right? But they could have done that with this game. They could have started with that and then gone, no, we'll go back. But they didn't, and I think that's like to their absolute credit. I think it's a good, strong opening. It's funny. It's not this big grand gesture where he's doing some mad stunt. He's in a little British pub and he's just having a fucking brawl, right?
Yeah,
and
having a big fight.
Yeah, and I like that.
And the fight in the toilet, we didn't really talk too much about that. He's just great. You know,
It's
when you're
funny.
fighting the big, massive
Yeah,
dude,
it's really
and it,
funny.
it's just great. The way
Yeah.
he sort of finishes it at the end as well is just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
I remember the reason why there's so much fighting is because I think one of the criticisms of the Uncharted games was the combat. You know, the
Shooting.
hand,
All
no,
shooting.
the hand-to-hand. Yeah, it was too much shooting, and hand-to-hand combat was really bad, and it wasn't great, was
Yeah.
it, in Uncharted 1
No,
and 2?
it wasn't. It
So
wasn't.
I think they made like this huge effort
Well,
to make
this
it more
this
better.
is a game where you know where you talk about feature creep and it's just like
Mm.
doing it for the sake of doing it. But I think the stuff they added to this game compared to 2 and obviously 1 was massive improvements.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It wasn't just for the sake of doing it. It actually made sense, and they didn't add loads of shit you didn't need. You know, they just
Yeah.
made stuff more streamlined and better.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. I mean, I'm really enjoying it, and I get like I say, you forget what a good game, like a really good game is, don't you?
Yeah.
Until you play it again.
Yeah.
It's like when we did all the Mass Effect series, you just forget how
It's
great that is.
Amazing. We're at the start of chapter 6. So
Well, I
Studio-
finished chapter 6. I went to the end of it because I'm never too sure. Do you mean up to chapter 6? To the
I
end of
specifically said in the text.
Well, we'll talk about that next week. It's fine.
I said,
I
oh my
just-
god, let me read the text.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. You just said up to chapter 6.
No, I
Someone was
didn't.
like,
It's
Sounds like up to chapter 6.
Oh, this is the text, right?
Don't
I
know.
said.
Go on. What did he say?
Where is it?
Things were just about to start getting crazy go nuts.
Okay, I said. Stu texted me saying, "Are we starting Uncharted 3 this week?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yes, can do." Full stop. There are
Yeah.
quite a few chapters. Maybe we should aim to do 5, and then I followed by finish chapter 5.
Oh, maybe I did do up to the end of chapter 5 then. I don't know. I can't remember. I thought I'd done up to the end of chapter 6. I may have done. Who knows?
You start. So basically, chapter 6 starts and you're in France.
Yeah, no, that's what I did. I didn't do.
Okay.
I haven't completed. I just started that.
Right.
Yeah, where you're in
So
like
Stu
where he
Pot-
says the beginning of he says, why does it even look like a jungle in France?
That's right. Right. So Stu Pot, I'm going to say this very clearly now.
Yes.
We're going to finish chapter 10 and
Okay.
but not progress any further in chapter 11.
Okay.
Only
By the way,
chapter 11.
By the way, this game is short. There's this full playthrough here is 5 hours long. 5 hours 42 minutes.
This is part 1.
No. Is this part 1? Oh, I thought this was no. Uncharted 3 gameplay, full game, 5 hours 42 minutes.
Well, yeah, but some people speed run it, don't they? So I don't know.
No, this is just a normal playthrough. This isn't a speed run.
Some
of
people
it. This
skip
is...
cutscenes. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying though. So I reckon it's
How long to beat?
It's going to take us about 8 hours. I would have said.
Yeah, I don't think it's as long as 2.
No.
But we'll see. Yeah.
Uncharted 3, 9 hours. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, so I said about
Anything
8
else?
hours.
No, that's it. So we're going to play chapter 6 to 10, not 11.
6 to 10,
next
not
week.
11, not 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, 2 more things for me to talk about. One is Guild Wars 2. I've been going back.
Can I just say we're really? I mean, it's 20 past 10 now, Duke, and we've still got to do speak
Okay,
pipes and emails.
that's fine.
So
Okay, well then I'll come back to those things next week. then.
it's all the Discord stuff. We'll come back to those next week. It's all
And
the Discord.
30 minutes of Uncharted 3. But yeah, okay, so we're doing emails then?
We are doing emails.
yeah.
Let's do that.
I love it. We got no time. Shut up, Duke.
I'm sorry.
I'm not too salty. I'm just...
Whoa, that rule.
We'll have to start at like 6 o'clock next week.
We will. Let's
No, the
start
last thing
earlier.
we need to do is talk about it more. We're pressed for time. Go.
Let's start earlier. Okay, this is from Tainted
we're not starting
Brain.
earlier.
Tainted Brain, and he says, "How many do you? How many do you? Hey there. How many games do
Hey.
you guys play at the same time, aside from the demos for the podcast?" So
Aside from that,
I've usually got about 3 in regular rotation.
yeah, same.
so
Probably
not
about
including
3.
the demo,
not including the demo.
like the play my game bitch,
Yeah, not including the play
Yeah.
my game bitch.
and I'm guessing not including the does it hold up thing.
Does it hold up? Well, it's
Uh,
part. You are playing that as a game, aren't you? You're not just playing it once.
So does it include that or not? I don't know.
I would have included that because it's
Okay.
you're playing it.
So in that
aren't you?
case, 2, but really it's usually just like maybe 2 usually. Like if it wasn't for Uncharted 3, I'd be playing Helldivers and I'd be playing Alan Wake 2. Like I need 2
Yeah.
is 2 is the max. Yeah.
You see, I'm as you know the biggest rotator. I'm probably on about 3 at once, and then I'll put one down to play
You're-
something else.
You're
and
a
I'll come
dirty
back to it.
slag.
I am. I play loads of stuff.
You're a
because
gaming
I
slag.
get bored quickly, and I'm like, oh, what else can I play?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be starting another game this week. By the
Yeah.
way,
'Cause you're
I
a
will come to
slag.
that. I know. I'll come to that next
You got
week.
if you should have gaming STDs with how
I
many you
should.
go
What
through.
about you, Duke? How many do you tick?
Yeah, I've usually got 3. I mean, I had more this week, but I'm not allowed to talk about them. So.
No, don't worry. You'll get to talk about it next week.
When have I ever talked
Anyway.
about Guild Wars 2?
Dude, can you stop
exactly.
talking because
I know, sorry.
Typically, I would only play 1 at a time, finish it, and move on. Recently, I started playing 2 at a time in a
Dirty
foolish
whore.
attempt. In a foolish attempt to see if I could finish more games, Doom Eternal and Unpacking at the moment. You see, that's a good balance, though,
yeah, it's
isn't it?
2
That's a
different
good
games,
balance.
isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is that like I've got Rocket League over here, and then when I'm feeling chill, I'll do the Electronic Lab bullshit game.
Yeah.
And then Guild Wars 2 is totally chill.
Oh, you can't talk about
except
Guild
when it
Wars
comes.
2?
Well, I can't talk. Sorry, I can't talk.
Sure,
about
but you're not allowed to talk about that.
No.
Then just the other day, 2 games I wanted to play were suddenly leaving PS Plus: Outer Wilds and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Get to it.
So when I found out, I disconnected the PS5 from the internet, changed the date,
Wow.
changed the date on the
Nice.
PS5 back a month, and the 2 that were supposed to leave, well, they didn't. And I've started playing them, so he's offline now on his
He's
PS5.
hacked the system.
Playing
man.
the 2 games until he finishes them within the
Nice,
month that he's got
nice.
now. That
Like
by
it,
adding
like it.
an extra month to. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that was
Yeah.
something you could do.
Well, how are they gonna know? Well,
I didn't
actually,
think it was possible these days because I
Yeah.
thought everything
Yeah.
was like
I thought you had to
I
play
thought it
it
was-
Wi-Fi,
online.
hardwired.
Because as soon as your internet disconnects on the Xbox, like You need to be connected to the internet to
Yeah, it doesn't,
really.
doesn't have none of that shit.
Resume watching.
So now I'm on 4 games. So anyway, how many games do you guys play at the same time?
Dude.
Thanks all. Well, we've answered
Already
that.
answered that.
So thank
We
you.
love you, Tainted Brain.
And the next email this evening is from Jason. As you
Jason.
And he says, shape of a snake and smooth. Shape of a snake
Okay.
and smooth. Hey,
Gross.
Hey,
Hey.
are any of your listeners from Bristol?
probably. I
Because-
think isn't Phil Olsen from Bristol?
Might
No,
be.
he's not. No, he's not.
Might
No,
be.
he's not.
I
No,
don't
he's
know.
not. He's from. I think he's from Derby. No, I think I got that.
I don't know
very
whether I've heard anyone with a Bristol accent
No,
that I've
no.
met. The famous stool chart needs a few additions. Oh, the Bristol chart. I see what he did there. Do you know what the Bristol chart is?
No.
Either of you two?
No.
So basically, the Bristol chart is what they use in medical settings to assess your stools, basically, but with what they are and what it might mean
I see.
from a medical point of view.
I see.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. I see that the card game you guys are playing has sold 1 million copies. Not bad. Inscription has sold more, but it's been out for a few years. You guys should definitely try it. It's Devolver, Pony Island guy, and it is really good.
Neil from the Seal podcast loves Inscription, and he kept on telling me to play it, but
Maybe we should try it. I don't know. Chinny's excitement for the new Helldivers almost caused me to buy a PS5. Chinny, what are you
I
doing?
don't know.
You're an
Like, how many
influencer.
people have said I'm bored? Because
Oh my god!
at least about 3.
I know. But the Pro comes holiday, and with all these layoffs, there may not be anything else to play on it. The original Helldivers was amazing. Thank you, Eric, for trying Pentiment. Stu, you can bite a rotten banana.
Nice.
He barely gives it a shot. And I know, Chinny, you can't read, but in the menu, you can choose for it to be read aloud. A la
didn't realize
fucking Alexa, who knew?
Okay.
Some may say it's a bit posh or snooty, but I played the game from beginning to end, and I assure you that is exactly what the game is about. Class, beliefs, truth, and lies. It's about time and how everything true or false may be changed for the history books, but it's also about family, friends, and surviving corrupt times. A bit like today. I like that the game takes place over generations. You really get a sense of truth. AI is changing everything, burning books, writing over them, and streaming deep fakes. Many people don't read books or play snooty video games. I'd say stick to your COD. But that no Russian team may have just Simpsoned the entire world. Goodbye, skinny humans. The silver lining is deep with the Bristol stool charts. Study it hard. We'll get through this shit somehow. Thanks for reading my email, I guess. I don't even-
What game was that from? Skinny Human. Oh no, that's from Spaceman.
Oh, yeah, he hated that film, didn't he? I remember him saying
I
that.
did
Hated
not
it.
like it.
He did.
But we watched a really good documentary film this past weekend, and I would tell you about it, but we don't have time.
You have no
All right,
time. No time. Speak
any other
pipe. Speak
emails?
pipe. No, speak pipe. Speak
Okay,
pipe.
it's time for Speak Pipe.
Pipe! It's the way to leave a message for us.
All right, here comes something from Saint
Hey,
Diesel
Lucky
says
Gamers,
no.
it's Saint Diesel back again. This week I've been trading a lot of stuff at CEX here in the UK.
Ooh.
Blu-rays, DVDs, games. And if anyone doesn't know, CEX is a shop where you can trade in electronic goods for money or for credit. I took the money this time. But one of the games I traded in was Elden Ring, which I had on the Xbox One. And I did buy it about a month after it originally came out 2 years ago. And I put about 20 hours into it. I gave up on it then. But I recently traded in some stuff and got Elden Ring again. And I put about 30 hours into it this time, so about 50, 55 hours over a couple of years. And I really wanted to love the game. I loved the look of the game, the idea of the game, the characters, the whole world and the story, however confusing it may be. But I'm a RPG fan in general, but I think the basic line is that I don't think I was good enough to beat the game. I looked at playthroughs online and everyone always seemed to be doing better than I was. But there you go. I gave up on the game, and I just wondered: is there a game or a franchise which you gave up on, which you really wanted to love, but there's just something about it which didn't gel with you, and you gave up on it? And that's it for this week.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of a game, but
I'll tell you, I mentioned last week Indivisible. I wanted to love because I like the characters, but the platforming and the combat was kind of a pain in the ass. So
there's a game I cannot think of the name of it.
I
got it. Darksiders. Remember Darksiders?
I do remember Darksiders.
I loved Darksiders 1. Loved it. Yeah, right. And then Darksiders 2 came out, and I fucking hated it. It was so boring and slow, and I was just like, oh my. The first one was like a Zelda clone / a bit of God of War, a bit of Metroidvania in there. It was brilliant. And the second one just totally missed the mark. And there is a 3, but never tried it. But man, I just gave up
there's
on
no
it.
reason to go to 3.
I guess so, but then no, it got taken off because I think no one who owns the rights to it, like
one of those.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, so yeah, I think it got taken away apparently. But no, Darksiders. Yeah, 2.
Wanted to love it, but you just couldn't.
Couldn't.
I'm not sure I can think of one, to be honest. A game where like I thought I was going to love it, and then when I played
I've got another one. Yakuza 0.
Oh, you see, I love Yakuza, so you're never going to
want to love it.
Yeah.
No, I suppose I didn't want to love it, but I was like, but everybody loves these games. Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you one that I was disappointed by. Pillars of Eternity was made by Obsidian. They hadn't done a game, sort of an isometric RPG for many, many years, and I was very excited. I actually kickstarted that game. And I was so stoked. And then it just turned out to be one of these, and maybe this was the way all isometric RPGs were back in the day, but like, if you didn't get your characters to a certain level at a certain point in the game, you're fucked because you had to be strong enough to fight a certain and there was no like wandering around to level up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I guess maybe I was bad at the game or something, but I'm not used to being good or bad at RPGs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that just really disappointed me. And then the second one came along, and I was like, I didn't like the first one. I don't think I'm gonna like the second one.
No,
it's a shame.
I have just thought one, but I can't. I'm trying to remember what it's bloody called.
Say words.
No More Heroes 3.
The Studio Ghibli game. What was that called?
Ni no Kuni.
Ni no Kuni. I really wanted to love that game. But I
agree.
And Ni no Kuni too. You know, when I played that not that long ago, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was expecting this amazing, and they had this weird overworld thing that was just didn't like at all.
I told you I had a student who bought me Ni no Kuni because they were like, "You've got to play this."
Yeah.
All right. And I did. I was like, it's all right.
It's
like that scene in Brooklyn
MJ
Nine-Nine when Pimento finally sees Memento, and he's like, "It's all right."
Chris MJW loves Nino.
It does. It does. I just didn't get on with it. Just didn't get on with it at all.
I don't want little monsters doing my fighting for me. Let me do the fighting. That's why I play RPGs.
Yeah.
I'll play monsters fighting for me. I'll do Pokemon.
I love the presentation and I love the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the game.
Had the right elements.
Didn't like the game.
There's more to a game than just what you look at and who you hear.
I know. And I know people love this game, and I know it's probably just me, but you know, it's not for me.
I'll tell you, you know what? Now that I think of it, I wanted to love Stanley Parable, and I just
I like. Well, again, I
know,
like
but you're wrong.
But you're wrong. You're wrong.
All right, that's the speak pipes. Anything else? Shout outs?
No, let's do some shout outs. Yeah, let's do that.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Shout out. First of all, this is what I'm going to say for my shout out tonight. If this is the first time you're listening to the show and wondering what the fuck you just stumbled into,
fuck off.
I just want to make it quite clear we don't normally do a load of Discord questions at the beginning.
Well, we don't normally tell me to shut up, and
we
not
don't
talk.
normally tell Duke to shut up halfway through.
Yeah, this is a weird
episode. We do that
sometimes, but usually I get to go through the games I've played without being censored.
It's very rarely, but time we don't try to go too long. We don't try and go too long.
No, no one's listening.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a weird show. So if this is your first experience with us, stick with us because next week it will be more back to normal, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's right.
As normal as we can be. We're not really usually very normal at all, but you know, as normal as we can be.
If they've got new listeners, they won't be listening this fast, Jay.
No, they probably didn't get as far as this, to be fair. But you never know. They
I'll
might
put
have
this at the
powered
front of
through.
the show. Yeah.
They might have powered through to it.
Yeah.
Okay, Stu.
Yeah.
Any other shout outs?
No, that's it. That's
Kenny?
it, I'm done.
Easy one for me. I'm going to shout out the wife.
All right, okay.
Right.
Why she allowed you to play video games this week? Is that what it is?
No. Says the man that only plays video games when he's on his days off because his wife's not home.
Yeah, but I have loads of time. Man.
Yeah,
Loads
yeah,
of
because
time.
you have days off. Like
That's true.
What are they?
I only work 4 days a week. 4 days.
Move the crisps. There you go. Look,
I'm sorry.
it's Tara's birthday on
Yay!
Tuesday.
Happy birthday, Tara.
So
Happy birthday, Tara.
we're doing a
What are you doing for?
We're doing a little trip to.
Nice.
We always we've been to this place many times. It's only 40 minutes away from us. The birthplace of William Shakespeare.
Oh, you got
Stratford-upon-Avon.
Do you know?
Stratford-on-Avon.
I nearly just said Stratford upon Avon before you said it.
We love it there. We're always
I know
there.
you go a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
You
we
go a lot.
We go at least I don't know like
Nerds.
2, 3 times.
It's
you
a
know
lovely
what?
place. I
You know
like
what? We
Stratford.
never do anything Shakespeare-y. Like when we're there, like I bet once I was like, oh yeah, Shakespeare was born here. Like, but it's just a nice place.
It's just a nice area.
It's just a nice
Yeah.
call by the river, and but we got a little hotel, and we're gonna take Rosa with us this time.
Yeah,
So we're gonna
Rosa.
take her around. So
How
that's-
old is Rosa now? How old is she?
She is 5.5 months.
Okay, now nearly 6 months old.
She's
That is
a-
mental.
Her newest thing is doing this noise. Like that. That's her new thing.
Brilliant.
And she loves that.
Good
And
noise.
yeah.
Kids
and
are great when they learn stuff. It's just like
she's
that's
like,
brilliant.
but every day is like a, oh my gosh, you can do that now. You know, she reaches for things and she.
Is she crawling yet? Is she on
No,
is
she.
crawling about?
Oh my god, she was so close to rolling over today. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say she must be getting to that stage now where
really
she's
close.
about to get
Like
mobile.
she goes for stuff. Do you know what I mean? The problem
Yeah,
with
yeah.
her is that she doesn't miss a fucking thing. Like,
Oh no, they're very astute.
I went in. We got this like little heater thing in the bathroom. So it's not the radiator. It's like a heat blower that's on the wall, right? Then you pull
Right.
this cord, and it just gives you a bit of heat when you're coming out of the shower or whatever. And I put it on because I put it on when I give her a bath, just because I don't want her to get too cold.
Yeah, yeah.
I put it on, and it makes a noise. It goes "Ooh," like this, and I put it on. She's like, "What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck?" All right, and she's looking around like, "What the fuck was that? What the fuck?"
That's gonna be her first word.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'll try and hide my phone, you know, so she's not looking at it. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What are you looking at? What are you looking at?" I'm like, "Oh my god, she just doesn't miss anything." So it's,
No,
yeah,
they
but every
don't.
day is like, "Oh my god, she can reach this now. Oh, she can pull this now." And today we gave her a tangerine because like she can't eat yet, but like they encourage you to.
Suck on it. She'll suck on
They
that
encourage you to
tangerine.
like give them food like broccoli, so because broccoli would be really fun to chew for a baby that's
Yeah.
teething. So like
Yeah.
just like playing around with food. So she loves a tangerine. That's the one food that we've given her that she does pull a face when she bites it, but she doesn't spit it out or like
No.
object to it. She seems to like a tangerine. So we tried a banana and some mashed sweet potato and things, and she's always like, "Nah, fuck this." But like a tangerine, she's like, "Yeah, I'm in."
Yeah, but let's be honest, Chidi.
Nice.
You're quite possibly gonna have yourself a little super taster there because you are, aren't you?
Well, that's what
You know
I'm
what I
getting.
mean?
That's what I'm getting. Trying to. But Tara's really good with food. She'll eat anything, Tara. So like,
Yeah.
so,
So you might get a
between
mix.
the
You
two of
might
them,
get a
it'll be a
mix.
balance in
Yeah.
the
but I think
Hopefully.
that I mean, like kids are, you know, some kids they will be fussy in certain times of life. But you know, for people that don't know, I was a super fussy eater, like to a degree where
Yeah.
I think it sort of held me back in life for a long time. And I only sort of knocked it out when it's been from when I was about, I don't know, 23 to about 30 was when I really started to like actually change. And you know, when I first met you, Stu, I probably would have only ate chips and stuff and like, you know,
Yeah.
like nothing really. But now I'm, you know, I'm sort of, you could pass me as a normal eater. You know, there's a few things that I don't like. But yeah, so I'm really, my mission is to make it so Rosa is introduced to food very, very quickly. She's going to be cooking with us. She's going to be baking with us, because a lot of the phobia of new foods and things comes from not knowing what's in food.
Not knowing them. Sure.
And so once you see a food being made, Like coleslaw.
Well, and trying it, like when if you never tried a thing, then it becomes more and more foreign and strange.
Yeah, but like the idea of trying something new for someone who is like scared of trying new food is so daunting. And I remember making coleslaw with you, Stu. Remember when we made coleslaw and stuff?
Right, yeah.
And like, I never knew what coleslaw was, and then when I made it with you, I was like, oh, that's what coleslaw is. And for me, it's like I never used to eat curry, and then when I figured out what curry was, which is like chicken with sauce, basically. I was like, oh, okay, I can, and that sounds insane, doesn't it? It's like, of course, don't you know? But I didn't know what it was because I never exposed to it because
fear of the unknown.
So it's fear of the unknown. So I am.
Rose is going to know everything.
I'm going to work very, very hard that it doesn't. It doesn't really affect her look.
Yeah, that she eats loads. I mean, we used to get Millie. I mean, Millie will eat pretty much anything apart from cabbage.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to not like something. That's fine. But like,
other than that, she'll eat pretty much anything.
But yeah, and my little niece Talia, who's 5, I went to she's a karate kickathon charity thing on Saturday, and she eats a lot of stuff as well. She'll eat well, but she's getting to the age where she's like, I just want to eat fucking cake, like whatever.
Yeah,
but,
sweet.
But that's
sweet.
kids, isn't it? That's fine.
Yeah.
But she. But anyway, Tara's birthday on Tuesday. We're going to
happy
celebrate.
birthday, Tara.
We're going to stop in a
happy
hotel
birthday,
in
Tara.
Stratford. It's the first time we've stopped in a hotel with a baby, so it's just
Well, from what you're saying, she sounds like she's a pretty good sleeper. And
she's
stuff, so
okay,
you'll be
yeah.
fine.
She has her moments, but look, to be fair, she's pretty good. And if she's tired or hungry, she's fussy. But apart from that, she's very happy. She's happy most of the time.
Yeah, she looks content every time I've seen her.
She's chilled. She's happy. Honestly, if you came around, she wouldn't like be weirded out, even though she should.
Well,
be.
I don't know. She might be. I have that effect on kids.
She'd be smiling like really quickly, and she's really good with people. So yeah, that's good. So anyway, so happy birthday to Tara.
Happy birthday, Tara.
Time for that.
I have to.
All right, so
I have to
are we
remember how
done?
old she is.
I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay, thank God.
Thank
I
God.
want to do some shout outs, but we don't have any time. So
Oh,
thanks
stop
for listening,
it.
everybody.
Stop
You
it.
said it, we done.
You do.
show's over.
You
No
do.
refunds. You
You
heard
do.
Robot. Get out.
Stop it. No, he's such a dick.
I was thinking he hadn't done them. I'm like, I don't think he's done them. Oh, God.
Shut up, Duke. No time. So when we made coleslaw,
that's
you
what I'm
see,
gonna.
once upon a time when Millie was born, we just made sure she.
Do you know what I'm going to call this episode?
Fucking hypocrites.
Shut up, Duke.
Hypocrites.
Shut up, Duke. That's
Yeah.
what this
Go
episode's
ahead,
called.
call it that.
Shut up, dude.
Shut up,
I
Duke.
sent Amar something. He knows why I love him. Antonio and I play Rocket League. I don't need to give shout outs. I'm happy not talking. It's
By the way,
fine.
Duke, just to remind you,
What?
next week our clocks go forward. Just to remind you.
Okay. Next, we didn't say this earlier. I decided we're playing Lightyear Frontier next week for Play My Game Bitch.
Is that on Xbox?
It's on Game Pass. Yes.
Right. Lightyear,
I mean, it's on Game Pass
Lightyear
on my end. I don't know
Frontier?
if it's on
Lightyear
Hold on,
Frontier.
I don't know if I'm
Right.
here next week.
What?
Uh-oh.
What the
This
fuck?
is Tara's birthday.
No, it's
No,
I
it's
think-
not. No.
I think we're going somewhere.
What?
I think I'm going.
You
to,
mean you don't know?
I think I'm going to Manchester. I think I'm going to Manchester. So.
Oh, I'll tell you what. This isn't good enough, Chinny.
What are you talking about? Shut up.
It's just not good enough.
Shut up.
You need to
yeah, it's
fucking
on
get your
Xbox Series
priorities
X.
straight.
Mm-hmm. I have. That's why I'm going.
God. Oh well, we'll get a replacement for you. Someone probably better, just to say. You know.
It's not hard, is it?
And we'll let Duke talk.
Yeah. Well, he'll have time this time at least.
Yeah. Well. Right. Okie dokie. Well, confirm you're not here,
I will.
and I fill in for you.
Yep. I will. Yep. Yeah. I think.
Okie-doke.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be here. Yeah. I think that's
Right. Well,
I
fuck
think.
you then. Just fuck you. Just fucking.
So
fuck
don't
you.
play Uncharted.
I'm gonna bloody play it anyway.
No,
and talk
don't.
about it.
Don't
bloody
play.
am.
No.
Just to piss
no,
you off.
We have to take. No. Okay.
Are you seeing Simeon then? Are you going to see Sim?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I'll let you off because he's such a cool person.
And he's got 2 little girls now.
I know.
2 little girls.
So cute. And I bet they're cute because Sim is like, you know what I'm saying? Better cute kids.
Do you fancy Simeon a little bit?
A little bit. I've got a bit of a man crush, I think.
I'm gonna send that to him.
Tell him I've got a bit of a man.
But we don't
crush
have
on him.
time though.
Right, okay. In that case, I better go, and I will sort out a replacement for you.
Okay.
All righty. See you next. Have a nice time away.
Bye.
Speak to you soon.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.